NetSuite is offering a one-of-a-kind flexible financing program. Head to netsuite.com/radar right now. netsuite.com/radar. netsuite.com/radar.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs, protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Sun Devil men's basketball is better in person. Catch the Sun Devils when they return to Desert Financial Arena to face the nationally ranked UCLA Bruins Thursday, January 19th. And enjoy Kevin Shiflett, the chin balancer, at halftime. The USC Trojans come to Nedwell Court Saturday, January 21st to close out the weekend. Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball, onward to victory.
Homeowners age 62 and older, now it's time to act. This is Rob Kane, your retirement mortgage specialist and host of the Retire Right with Reverse Rob show on 1510 KFNN. Yes, listing prices are down, but home values still remain at very high levels. Don't wait to learn more about the new and improved home equity conversion mortgage. This is a safe and proven coordinated strategy in retirement, which will improve your monthly cash flow, lower your tax liabilities, and make your retirement portfolio last longer. Call me today, Reverse Rob, at 602-REVERSE or on the web at www.reverserob.com.
Sun Devil men's basketball is better in person. Catch the Sun Devils when they return to Desert Financial Arena to face the nationally ranked UCLA Bruins Thursday, January 19th. And enjoy Kevin Shiflett, the chin balancer, at halftime. The USC Trojans come to Nedwell Court Saturday, January 21st to close out the weekend. Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball, onward to victory.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 Rolling Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it. I'm pretty sure if you ask the chin balancer, like he's going to tell you, like in an interview, he'll say something like, well, I really got good at bouncing stuff on my chin. He was in prison. Well, that was a given.
You think?
I mean,
prison?
Yeah, that's the only place you could.
Makes sense.
We're on. Oh, hey everybody! It's Wednesday or something. Here on the Daily Blender, I'm your good friend, radio pal Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line 888-368-1580 as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And that chin balancer thing still plagues my brain. You know what I'm saying? I just, there's so many unanswered questions. No, I don't want to interview the guy. I just want the questions answered by somebody else. You know what I mean? I just don't get it.
You know, I can see why. There's so many questions there to ask.
Yeah, but I don't want to be the one to ask them. You know what I mean? I don't want to interview a chin balancer. Yeah, somebody just write it down on a slip of paper and quietly slide me the answers across the table.
Maybe we can book him on the morning show with Bruce.
Perfect. See, that would be great.
Yeah.
And but I don't think anybody on that show knows how to write or read. So I'm not sure I'd ever get the answers. Somebody would have to just tell it to me old style, I guess. What are we doing? Oh, that's right. It's the show. Hi, how are you? Well, it's good to see you. Even though we don't see you, but stuff. I'm sorry. I can't think straight due to the chin balancer.
Yeah, well,
he has been a distraction the last couple of days.
It's a valid point.
Red Panda, first off, she's not red, and she's also not a panda.
Well, she's red because she's Chinese.
Well, no, I mean, nobody said she's communist.
The name of the flag, right? The flag is red.
You would think so, but
China
I don't
as a country, every map you look at, the country is now red.
Now I have more questions. I need to find out if she has or ever has been a member of the Communist Party.
Well, to my knowledge, it's the only party in China. So.
Probably a good bet she has been.
Not if you're in Taiwan.
Well,
Well,
that's a different scenario
mean like
entirely.
Cliff, you
He
mean like
might be from Taiwan. You don't
mean like
know.
Cliff Kingsbury?
Well,
No, he went to Taiwan. Him
Ah.
and his homely girlfriend.
Ah,
I
No,
just say
see,
that
I-
because it's not true.
I thought Cliff had defected. So
all you have to do is
They're
ask.
like, we don't want him. We're gonna let you have him back. Thanks, no thanks. Sorry. You know,
all you have to do is ask her if if she's from Taiwan, and if she says what Taiwan, then you know she's not from Taiwan.
ah,
Yeah. Now I've got a lot of thoughts and questions about her. We could ask Michael Potter. I'm sure he's talked to her on more than a few occasions there because she does frequent the GCU halftime
Now, wait a
show
minute.
there.
I've never heard any rumors about Michael Potter and China ever.
Well, I mean, he could be a communist too. I'm not going to hold it against somebody what their political leanings are. But I don't have the answers. This is what I'm trying to tell you. I don't have the answers about the red panda.
And
I
that's
don't
what-
have the answers about the chin balancer.
Yeah.
I don't have the answers about Michael Potter's ties to the Communist Party and all the things he's probably done as a spy. He probably a dual spy for the United States and for Russia as well.
Could be.
And China.
All these questions and more will be answered on this edition of the Daily Blender.
No, they really won't be.
But he makes the play-by-play sound so damn good.
Yeah, he
See,
does.
That's the trick.
He's
right there.
smooth. He's smooth like glass.
Just this unassuming play-by-play guy.
He never loses his cool.
Next thing you know, boom, state secrets right there. And he's probably doing play-by-play in code, sending messages to the communists and vice versa to the Americans. We have possibly uncovered something, more than likely imaginary, but we have uncovered something, and that is what matters.
That's what we do here on the Daily
Mm-hmm.
Blender.
That's right.
We
We probably shouldn't.
uncover the secrets that have been
I don't
plaguing the
think it-
world for years.
I don't know. The chin balancer thing has only been a thing for a couple days. I just took
Has
Red
it been?
Panda for granted, and you and I have known Michael Potter since
Yeah.
the mid '90s.
Well,
Never
Yeah.
assumed he would be a
have
a
we
pinko
though?
commie.
Have we really?
That's what I'm
known him?
saying. We haven't seen him since about that time.
Uh-huh.
This might not actually be Michael Potter.
And
This
he's
might
always
be somebody who bumped off the real Michael Potter and is a communist spy in
Uh-huh.
his place.
It's John Travolta in Face Off all over again.
Oh, I don't think anybody ripped anybody's face off. You know, I just think somebody just showed up and was like, "Hi, I'm Michael Potter." And we were like, "All right, fine, whatever you said." Haven't seen you in 20 years. Do you believe him? Yeah, sure. Why would we? Why wouldn't we? Sure. Berg says chin balancer off the rails already. Started off the rails. See, that means that in a very short amount of time, we will accidentally bump back on the rails, and this is going to be amazing. It'll be like, wow, it's a real show and everything.
Wow.
How'd that happen?
Hey, I didn't announce the winner of the picks contest over the weekend because I wasn't sure if there was going to be a prize. And yeah, Randy, you hear the part where I'm saying I'm not sure if there's going to be a prize. I knew for 18 weeks that Nick LaCapria was sewing and knitting jerseys for
Yes,
people.
that's what he does in his off hours.
Right. And but I asked the question, are we still doing this? But nobody's answered it. So I'm going to tell you who the winner is, but I'm not promising you any prizes. You know, still haven't done it yet, Randy.
You
Not
keep
even-
saying
in fact,
that. You keep alluding to this champion.
Well, let me just tell you, we do know this. Everybody who is still playing and in the hunt to win the main prize, first, second, or third prize in the Harmon Solar Fan Pick'em contest, they're got to keep doing them picks. And right now, first, second, and third is unchanged. Max Gruber is right there with 186 correct picks. Dirty Rat is there with 184. Problem with third place is it's me. So then you got to just forget I exist and move on down to
It's not
to
too
the
hard.
people who are. That's not very nice at all.
Well, Keon was just telling me how he forgets about you all the time.
What?
Well, we know he forgets a lot of things all
Well,
the
yeah.
time.
Well,
I
that's-
don't think
that's a
I'm
good point,
exclusive
but
to that.
yeah,
He
I just-
forgot the mic was hot. And he didn't know that you were listening. So
I know. What are you going to do? Wait a minute. He spends a lot of time doing those GCU games, you know, Randy.
Maybe he's Michael Potter.
No, maybe he's a communist who works and covers for Michael Potter.
Or Keon Rose is, dare I say it,
Chin balancer?
it's all starting to come together.
I've seen pictures of the chin balancer. That'd be a tough thing for him to pull that off.
Yeah, if I could impersonate the chin balancer, that'd be We would be impressive. Also, I don't think I have the strong enough chin for it. I don't have a lot of chin.
You say that now.
Yeah. That's what you want us to believe.
Yeah.
Anyway, so here's who's tied for third place, and I'm not. Again, Randy, just your timing has gotten worse. We're doing this all season long.
You said
it's gotten
here's
worse.
who's in third, and I hit the
Well,
button.
I was just going to tell you, there's a lot of people in third.
Ah,
All right, well, there's 2 people in third. Sorry,
All right. Okay.
Michael, I'm not seeing very well today. So no, there's 2 people in third place: Horn Ninja and Random Texter. They both have 179 picks right. After that, with 178, is a bunch of people. Yeah, you got Batcher 44, Hefty Lefty, Motions 11, and rolling with Mahomies. And then rounding out the top 10 is Golden Rule, Nose Picker, and Metal Guy 1967, which I think is Heavy Metal Maniac right there.
Okay.
So
all right.
that is the deal. Now, the winner of the picks contest, this guy won all the tiebreakers because there was a handful of people who got all 6 right. Shooter McGavin is the winner of the week. He may get absolutely nothing, though, as a prize.
Is that
could be
where
his prize?
Is that where I should have done the fanfare right there?
Yeah, but whatever. I did kind of launch into that pretty quick. So
Sometimes it's a tough follow. You know what I mean? It's
Well, I
tough
mean,
to follow you sometimes.
I could set you up perfectly for it, but you've yet to get it right anyway. So
You
why
have yet
why
to
bother?
set me up perfectly, my friend.
That is not even true. That is not even true.
Enough about
So-
me. What about Keon, who's actually Red Panda?
I'm actually Red Panda.
Sorry, I've seen Red Panda. He is absolutely not Red Panda.
If I could pull off that impersonation,
Come on now.
that would be even more impressive than impersonating the chin balance.
Maybe with the right latex Mission Impossible mask, Keon Rose could pull off being a sort of dumpy looking white guy from the East Valley who throws ladders on his face.
See,
You know
John
what I'm saying?
Travolta
But
face
there's
off.
no way he's going to become a petite 5'2"
How do you
Asian
know
lady
she's
on
petite?
a unicycle.
How do you know she's petite? She's always on a
I've
unicycle.
seen her in person.
But she's been on the unicycle, so you don't really know, do you? There's that doubt, isn't there, Jeff Go?
No, there's really no doubt at all. I've seen her in person. It was an illusion. There was no hologram. I was as close to her as I am to this camera right here. So no, yeah.
Or maybe that's what she wanted you to believe.
No, I'm sorry, Randy. That's Keon Rose is not Red Panda. He might be Chin Balancer, but I'm pretty sure that's not true either. Although it is interesting to note, we did find out that Keon Rose will be at tonight's game.
Yeah.
How did we deduce that?
Well, I said so.
He told me earlier. Yeah.
What?
It's some brilliant police work by me.
Yes.
Or he just said, "Hey, I'm going to the game." Oh, okay.
Usually is. That's why I played the music.
It was an interrogation. He put the light on my face. I cracked instantly.
The only game he's been to this year has been Chin Balancer was going to be there.
Now hold on.
More likely that Keon is Chin Balancer than Red Panda.
It's all falling into place now.
Yeah, I'm looking at Red Panda right now. What she does is harder than what I do. I mean, Chin Balancer does.
Excuse me?
Way harder than what Chin Balancer does.
Did you just hear that slip?
No, I did.
What are you talking about?
See, here's the thing. He can barely run the board, Randy. There's no way he's going to spin plates and do more than one thing at a time on a unicycle.
That is true.
But you slap some crap on your chin, and you stand there going, "Hey, boy, look, I'm bouncing stuff on my chin."
I thought I saw him at the
He can do
Christmas
that.
party balancing stuff on his chin.
You saw nothing of the sort.
I think I did. When we were in there getting the meal, I thought I saw a plate on his chin, one on his shoulder, and another one in his right hand while he was carrying his briefcase.
You missaw that. There's no way. There's no
I
way.
didn't know he had a briefcase.
See?
He might be. Chin
Everyone,
Balancer.
as you know, the Chin Balancer only balances big things like ladders and stuff. We don't have
Your
anything.
plate was pretty damn big,
I mean,
Keon.
it was a big plate.
Hook'em Hottie, who's probably a communist herself, says Cliff went to Thailand, not Taiwan.
Therein lies the hook. That's what
But
he
here's the
wants you
trick.
to think.
There's Thai food in both places.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good point.
Harry Soap says the chin in Chin Balancer is actually, it's just a seal in disguise. He's not even a guy with a chin. Stockton Slap says your mom balances stuff on her chin.
Mm.
All right. That wasn't very nice at all, was it?
No.
Anyway, so Shooter McGavin, he won the week. But here's the thing. We kind of have to stop doing weekly winners because now you had the 6 games. Then this week we got the 4 games. Then the next week we got the 2 games. And then the Super Bowl, we got the 1 game.
Mhm.
And it's too hard to balance out how many tiebreakers there might be. So I think probably not going to get a prize for Shooter McGavin. I'm sorry to say that. Because
But-
it's just
but we
gets
don't know
damn
for sure.
ridiculous.
We don't know
Yeah.
for sure.
Anyway, so here's the thing. 2 years in a row, I would have won the $1,580 prize.
Hmm.
This year, if nothing changes, then third place is the $500. I would have gotten $500. Dirty Rat, if it all stopped now, he'd get the Hemingway bike. And then Max Gruber would get the $1,580. So, again, I kind of hope I fall out of third place because I don't want to resent the money I'm not going to get. You know what I mean? I just want somebody else to just win it fair and square. So I'm not sitting there going, here we go again.
So you're saying
Yes.
for 2 years,
1,580 plus 1,580.
times 2.
And
that's $3,160.
Yeah.
And right now you're in play to win the
for
what?
another 500.
Mm,
If nothing changes.
mm, okay.
What's really going to make me mad is if I pass everybody and take first again.
Mm,
that will really aggravate me, to be honest. Not likely. I'm at 183, first place 186. That dude would have to really melt down for that to happen. So yeah.
so right now you're into this thing $3,660.
Yeah, I'm out. I never get the money because I work here.
Hmm.
The minute I don't work here, if I try to win the money, it'll never happen. It'll never happen.
That's the shame, really.
I really want to see myself fall out of this. I really do. I just want to make it easier. Anyway, so that's the facts, Jax. All right. Where should we start today's show? How about this? The Coyotes finally won a game. 10 in a row. They lose, 1 they win. It's against the Red Wings. I get it. They have just as bad a record as the Coyotes, but it's nice to see a W in the column for the Coyotes. It was
And
a
it
home
was-
game
Yeah, it was a home game.
at the Mullet Arena, 4-3 Coyotes over the Red Wings.
How about that?
Yeah.
Won a home game.
Nothing to report on that other than, hey, that's cool. I mean, that's just the way it's going to be. And you start to wonder if that's just the way it's going to be for the Suns. We'll talk about that in a second. A lot of people are very upset with Flyers Ivan Provorov because he refused to wear the Pride Night jersey. And so he sit out the warm-ups, and he said he did it because of religious beliefs. So here's what he says. I respect everybody. I respect everybody's choices. My choice is to stay true to myself and my religion. That is all I'm going to say. And so he's not out there yelling at people. He ain't out there starting stuff. All he's saying is, because of what I believe, I don't feel comfortable doing that. And I got to say, hey, at least he's honest. I'd rather have somebody who is true to their beliefs and their religion, respectfully saying, yeah, I can't get behind that. I got no problem with that at all, because if you kind of look at, where people were, whether it was just because back in the day they didn't want anybody being gay because they needed to make more people, or if they were just being dicks about it. I don't know what happened when they wrote all that stuff. But if this is what the guy believes and he can do it respectfully and nice, fine. People should not be coming after this guy, both barrels. He didn't feel comfortable with it, didn't want to wear that jersey. It went against his religion. I say no harm, no foul for Ivan Provorov. And he did end up playing the game, but he did wear a regular jersey.
And it was just a warm-up.
Yeah.
That's the thing that makes it crazy that it got blown out of proportion that way. It's just a warm-up jersey. It's not like the whole team
it was going to be auctioned off. The sticks,
Mhm.
the warm-ups were going to be auctioned off to support. I forget what it was. The LGBTQ plus charity of some sort. I don't remember what it is right now, but yeah.
Yeah, if he's not comfortable with that, fine. I would rather somebody be true to what they actually believe, as long as it doesn't infringe on somebody else's rights of life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. You know what I'm saying? But he doesn't he wants to follow his Russian Orthodox beliefs, but he's not doing it in a way that it's hurting or affecting anyone else. So a lot of people are coming at this guy with flamethrowers and call him a bigot, call him this and that. It's like, you know what? We don't have to agree with Ivan Provorov, but he has his beliefs, and I think we need to respect those beliefs as much as you want your beliefs respected, no matter what they may be. So at least in this case, I don't see any problem here.
I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
That's what America's founded on, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
he didn't come out. He wasn't being a jerk.
Yeah. There is a line somewhere where what is right and what is wrong needs to be dealt with. This was not one of those places. You know, he believes what he believes, and he's like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and sit that one out. Okay, that's cool. Doesn't mean he's out there holding up signs by like those weirdos at that church who says God hates so-and-so. He just made this choice. So that's it.
I mean, and he's not out there throwing slurs around or anything like that. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see the issue myself. I do have some lefty friends and things, and they were pretty mad about it. But I just don't understand how come if you have a problem, or if you didn't have a problem with players kneeling during the national anthem, because that's a decision they get to make that affects just them. It really doesn't hurt anybody else, and they're being respectful about it. Then I don't have a problem with this either. It's somebody making a decision for themselves that doesn't really affect anybody.
Yep. If you're going to play one side, you have to respect that other side, and everything. Let's be fair about it. That's all. Watermelon says, "Hey Jeffrey, everything I find says Tom Brady is a free agent right now. Speculation for him to go to the Colts, Raiders, Niners. What are you guys' thoughts on?" Sorry, I'm trying not to burp. I had a lot of Cheez-Its. What are your guys' thoughts on his best place to land with the most weapons? All right, so if you say those are the places, Colts, Raiders, Niners. I mean, that's a no-brainer, but they've got an embarrassment of riches in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy on the uptick. Jimmy Garoppolo, who, of course, he's probably going to be gone. Trey Lance is still a guy that they were hoping to cultivate and believe in. So I don't see Tom Brady going to the 49ers.
Me neither.
I don't see that happening.
They clearly don't need him.
If I'm Tom Brady, and I'm just being honest here, if I'm Tom Brady, I've got a broadcast career waiting for me. I'm just going to pack it in right here, and I'm not going to do any more damage.
That's not the Tom Brady we know.
I'm going to walk away with my head held high.
That's not the Tom Brady we know. The Tom Brady we know would look at that list and say, all right, the Niners would be my first choice, but I don't think they're going to want me. Raiders would take me in a heartbeat, and they do have some weapons. They do have some, and they could get some more. Why? They don't have to use their draft pick on me. I'm a free agent. I walk in, they pay me some money. They use their draft picks to go get other people or just make some trades and do some stuff. And I got some more weapons there. So if that was your only three choices, the Colts are a great place to go, except for, hey, if you like a good O-line, generally that's a good place to be. It's the weapons part you're kind of missing. You don't have the kind of wide receiver, tight end weapons that you really need for the kind of style of football that he's going to want to play. So on that list, if I'm Tom Brady, I'm thinking Raiders.
It's the best spot. They've clearly divorced themselves from Derek Carr. They're not bad enough to where they're getting a shot at one of these top quarterbacks in this draft. Brady makes sense to Vegas.
Hey, I wonder if we should take a break.
We might.
We'll be back and talk about other things. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update for Arizona's new home for sports, The Fanatic. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
NBA tonight, the Lakers home to take on Sacramento. Los Angeles, a 2.5-point home underdog, plus 116. Sacramento minus 136. Over under in LA, 245. The Denver Nuggets have won 7 straight. Tonight, they'll be hosting Minnesota. The Nuggets, 8.5-point favorite, minus 370. The Timberwolves, plus 295. The over under, 237.5. The Utah Jazz, a 6.5-point favorite tonight against the LA Clippers. Los Angeles plus 215, Utah minus 260, over under 229. Red hot winning picks at experts.winnersandwiners.com. Save 75% when you use the promo code ACTION75. Experts.winnersandwiners.com. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
As a kids, we all loved hopping on our bikes and hitting the road.
I'll be back for dinner. See ya.
Well, bikes just got reinvented for us big kids. If you haven't tried an electric bike, you have no idea what you're missing. Hit the road, the trails, or the beach by pedaling or not pedaling.
It's like being a kid all over again.
Start with the best. Hemingway e-bikes are the best fat tire electric bikes sold. Since 2017, Hemingway is known for durability, price, safety, and fun. Hemingway is the long-range e-bike experts, taking you faster and farther on a single charge. Hemingway sells direct to the consumer, ships right to your home, and has over 2,000 5-star reviews. Choose from 7 models, all with an unprecedented 2-year warranty. Find out why over 50,000 customers call Hemingway the best e-bike there is. Go to HemingwayEbike.com. That's HIMIWAY ebike.com. Now save up to $250 with promo code FANATIC. Go to HemingwayEbike.com.
My king, you're up early.
Awake, Merlin. I've had a dream that needs interpretation.
Sorry, he turned into an owl and flew the coop 4 days ago.
Good sorcerers, seers, and mystics are hard to come by anymore. And given the inevitable uncertainties of life, insuring against calamity is always the smarter play. From benefits and workers' comp to home, business, and group health insurance, Cole Hayes Insurance will secure your future. For a free quote, visit mycommercialinsurance.com.
Remember last year when you wanted to hear that NFL matchup, but you couldn't because you were at your nephew's birthday party and the Fanatic couldn't stream the NFL on their app? Didn't that suck?
Well, those days are over, pal. Now you can listen live to every primetime NFL game on the Fanatic app. Download the app now at the Google Play Store or the App Store, or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Tonight, 7 o'clock, you got Utah Tech at GCU. Broadcast starts at 6:45 p.m. with Michael, is it he or not he, Potter. We're not really sure what's real anymore, to be honest. Tomorrow, we got Indiana at Illinois at 6:15 for your college basketball. 888-368-1580. Thunder Snow's on the text line. He says, 4th dimension. Yesterday, I got a colonoscopy. I'm here to tell you that, yes, the cleanse portion does suck, but the procedure itself is it's totally fine. You won't even remember it. So if you're over 50, get a colonoscopy so you can make sure that you don't have the ass cancer or other nasty stuff up in there. This has been a public service announcement from Thunder Snow and 1580 The Fanatic. Yeah, it's true. That's the thing. I had a colonoscopy, and while they were there, I said, hey, check the prostate too, so I don't have to remember that either, because I was knocked out. And boy, it was great. I woke up, everything was fine. And so, yeah, that's the way to go, guys. Seriously, get 2 for 1 right there. Just always say, hey, don't forget the prostate. And they'll check that for you, too. I mean, it's on the way through, if you know what I mean. So good for you, Thunder Snow. Good luck on the results. CK says, good afternoon, fellas. Brady to the 49ers to mentor Purdy and Lance to the Colts. They had Lance rates with the blue card. Randy, pour me a kilt lift, please. Go 49ers.
I think that guys who are rough around the edges, they come in, maybe they don't understand, where to look and what to do. Those guys need mentoring. Brock Purdy does not need mentoring. He needs play time. He needs experience so he can build on what he clearly already knows.
He's had the best preseason ever for next year, right?
I think that's pretty clear. Yeah.
He's ready to go. And I really think he's going to take the job away from Trey Lance if he comes back. I mean,
I think it's already done. He's won
fair?
6 games in a row, right?
Yeah. Is it fair to Trey Lance? I don't know. Probably not. But guess what? He's the hot hand. No, I kind of foresee a 49ers quarterback competition. We're in the back of the mind. All these coaches are like, well, we already know who won. But hey, who knows? Trey Lance could just get back and to shape there, and he could show up and ball out for him. I don't know too many teams that are going to trade for Trey Lance right now.
I mean, he's.
I know one. He lives here in the desert. It's Arizona team.
You think they would? Well, they're not going to trade Kyler Murray for him.
No, they're going to need a quarterback. They're going to need a quarterback to come in. And
Actually,
what better place to get it from is from your NFC West opponent.
And
that's why they won't.
The offense that you would run with Trey Lance wouldn't be that different from an offense you'd run with Kyler Murray because they're both mobile guys,
right,
with strong arms. So you could.
But nobody is going to give you a gift like that inside the same.
You don't know.
No, I do know.
No, you don't know.
Oh, I do know.
No, you don't.
You know I'm right.
No.
Just
Keon, am I right?
In division trades just don't happen like that. And when it
You
comes
don't know.
to they
You
clearly
know.
like Trey Lance
said
in that
so.
organization. So
No.
I can't imagine they'd give him to the
No,
Cards.
he didn't say that.
He did say that. He
No,
just
he
said
didn't.
it with his mouth out
No, he
loud.
didn't. No.
Did you not hear what he just said?
I
He
did-
just
Neither
said
one
it.
of you guys know.
He said it.
He just said neither of us know. So never
You're
mind.
not getting Trey Lance, and neither are the Colts. So there.
You guys don't know.
I know. Berg says Brady going to the Jets.
Can you imagine that?
Are you high? That's not going to happen.
No, I mean, if you
No
want
one
to
Berg,
say
he probably is.
defense, it's there.
It's not what he needs.
Offensive line, it's there.
He needs that. That's what he needs. Okay,
And,
so
the
name the receivers from the Jets.
Garrett Wilson.
Bill.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson. He's a rookie, right? And he has had a hell of a year.
Yeah, with like three different guys thrown to him, two of which who stink.
Yeah, he might be. If it weren't for Sauce Gardner, he might be rookie of the year. You know what I'm saying? I don't know yet. We'll talk about that
James
later.
Robinson in the run game.
Sure.
There. Yeah.
But yeah, maybe. But here's the thing. It's so funny. Old man, what's his name? What's the kid's name there? Zach
Wilson.
Bang your mom. Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson. He was saying, he's like, well, if they bring in another quarterback in the offseason, I plan to make their life a living hell during preseason. I'm thinking, you're going to bang their mom, aren't you?
How, Zach?
You're going to bang your mom.
Well, that's the only way because it can't be on a football field. I can tell you
Garrett
that.
Wilson,
Just slide into
Elijah,
your mama's DMs.
Elijah Moore in more than one way. Elijah Moore, Denzel Mims. There's three guys right there from the Jets.
Elijah Moore is really good. He's the guy they drafted the year before, and he
What about
he had a
Denzel
good
Mims?
year. And Denzel Mims is a solid number 3. That's why the Jets really looked good for a lot of the year because they have a good team. They just had a quarterback that just couldn't do anything. And then when they had the very average and pedestrian Mike White in there, they were actually winning games. So they're looking to upgrade. And I've given up on Zach Wilson. I don't know how they feel about him in that organization.
No, I think the Jets have given up on him too.
I think that dude's done. Just mentally, he's not getting it.
No, the Jets have the number 13th pick in the first round. That is interesting. I would have not. I was ready to laugh. I was ready to laugh a lot at him going to the Jets.
We're used to the Jets being a horrible team, but they're actually a pretty good team. They need a quarterback and a couple other things, but the stuff that Brady needs is there.
I find that interesting, Berg. Berg was the one who said Brady to the Jets. Then he says Jeffrey is right. He won that walk. Remember, 888-368-1580.
You don't know Berg.
He does know.
No,
he was there.
How does Berg know? He had 3 brain tumors. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Oh boy,
he didn't have one when he took the picture of me winning the damn thing.
He had 3.
Yeah, but not at one time.
Yeah, he did.
He was in between tumors.
He doesn't know.
He does know.
Never happened.
How dare you, sir? How dare you? The only person who doesn't know, Wilbur. Dude is blind.
Well,
888-368-1580.
That is true.
Sure, Wilbur's sitting there going, I haven't even texted in yet today. What the hell is that?
Said anything. Caught astray.
Right. When February 9th, is that that's the trade deadline for the NBA, right?
It is.
February 9th.
Mm-hmm.
And we're sitting here with a big old pile of Jay Crowder, who just he's dining out on our money, isn't he? He's just sitting there taking up space. And the word on him is, well, this is a guy who can help a playoff contender looking for depth in the front court. We could probably still use him. Couldn't we probably still use Jay Crowder?
We're not going to employ Jay Crowder. We're not going to.
Why? What happened? I can't remember what happened. Why is he not playing on this team right now?
What happened was essentially Monty wanted Jay Crowder to come off the bench. He didn't feel like that was going to be. He didn't want that to be his role. He thought I'm a leader in the locker room. I want to be in the starting lineup with the guys. They did not come to an agreement on that, and now they're not playing him.
Is he not under contract?
He is under contract. He said he wants to play.
What you're saying is Jay Crowder's an asshat who won't play unless he starts.
Basically, that's just what it's come down to there. Now, to me, it's just like, here's your perfect opportunity. Like, hey, Jay Crowder, you want to come in, start these games where we have absolutely nobody, and
Prove
then
yourself.
At least either prove yourself or build up your draft stock here, or your trade stock, so we can at least move you to a team where you'll be happy and might want to start you, and we can get something back for you. Because right now you're not doing us any good sitting out, getting DNPs.
So right now, the best trade we could make is to get Fred VanVleet.
I mean, that to me, that would be the best trade.
Well, that's a trade. That might be in the works. A trade.
Well, what's another one? What do we need the most, other than everybody healthy? And some
well,
W's?
I mean, the VanVleet, in my opinion, and I'm not a big basketball guy, and Keon obviously is the expert here, but we need help in the backcourt. So, I mean, if you bring in VanVleet, that's going to help us immediately. But I think we need some size overall. I need, when we start playing the playoffs, we're going to have to go through Dallas again. And remember what we had Dallas against the ropes. They came back and they beat us last season. Does anybody remember that? They bullied us around in the front court. We didn't have any size. Maybe we go out and make some moves for size. Well,
all right.
I mean, at that point, then maybe you go, what's the other guy that the Raptors have? OG Anunoby or somebody like that. He's bigger, but I just think that part of the thing too was it was a combination of Luka just kind of bullied his way through whoever was on him guarding. If it was Mikal Bridges, just not big enough to guard Luka. But I thought the other person that really torched him for Dallas was Jalen Brunson. Didn't have anybody who could stay in front of Jalen Brunson. And anytime you tried to play Chris Paul, wasn't working. The legs aren't there. And Jalen Brunson's a very quick point guard. So I think that's where Fred VanVleet helps you, at least, where he gives you that guard that can play, especially at that point guard spot when Chris can't.
And let's not forget, when we played the Pelicans, Avocado Bowl almost beat us. What was his name?
Jose Alvarado.
There you go. The Avocado Bowl almost beat us. Single-handedly by holding CP3 at bay.
Well, it was a little bit more than that.
It was Avocado Bowl holding CP3 at bay.
He did, but also nobody on this planet could seemingly stop Brandon Ingram in that series. I mean, he just...
Well, there you go.
He was just annihilating him.
It was Ingram and Avocado Bowl. I mean, we need some help on this team. This team is not fully 100% ready to win a championship.
You know what CBS said? They were saying, how about Crowder to Milwaukee for Pat Connaughton and Jordan Nwora?
Who?
Pat Connaughton.
Yeah.
And Jordan Nwora. Nwora.
Can never spell his name right. I mean, he'd give you the size that Randy's looking for sure. He's a really good defender. Pat Connaughton will fit in that he shoots threes, but we need somebody who can handle the ball either alongside Chris Paul or in his place.
Yes.
In those matchups where either you go up against an Alvarado, somebody who's going to really press him and test his athleticism, which he's losing by the second, or somebody who can also play a little bit of defense in those series where you got these quick guards. Chris can't stay in front of him, and if you can't hide him, I don't know what else you do. So I don't know exactly how much that trade helps, because I think that that ball handler, that distributor of the basketball, you need somebody who can do that. And I don't think Connaughton and Nwora necessarily give you that.
It's a shame that Jay Crowder's ego got the better of him, because boy, we sure could have used his help, especially right now during the injury, messed up season we've been having. I like Jay Crowder, but just, okay. I mean, I could say ego. He could say knowing my worth. All right, fine. But right now you've been sitting on the bench since May of last year. I hope you've kept in shape, because it's going to make it really hard to trade you if you're not ready to play the minute this thing happens. So hopefully Jay Crowder actually taking good care of himself. I don't know who he's working out with. I mean, if he ain't with the Suns, if he ain't with the team, where is he getting fit? You know what I mean? I don't know. And a lot of teams, that's going to be a question. Well, he hasn't played since May. You sure he's okay? Well, we're going to need to see a workout. This whole thing is just silly. He should have just been playing this entire time and said, listen, fine, I'll come off the bench, but I am demanding a trade. You trade me the first chance you get because you guys are not being fair to me. I am a starter. I'm worth starting. And if you decide you don't want to start me, then get me the hell out of here. But no, I'll go ahead and play. So it looks good for me. It looks good for you. That's what he should have done. Of course, then the thought process is, well, but what if he gets injured? Oh, brother.
Yeah, it really gets into that a little bit. I don't know. I hope that they could have worked something out at least. I don't know why the line of communication went dead there. I haven't been able to find any reporting on that. But to have a guy that can play defense like Jay Crowder can, and again, he is respected in the locker room. The article that I read, the reporter reached out to Mikal Bridges, and Mikal Bridges was talking about how much he missed Jay Crowder and having him in the locker room. So on multiple counts, the fact that he's a good locker room guy and the fact that he would be able to give you, some solid defense, some 3-point shooting, the basketball IQ out there, that stuff, you're missing all of it right now, and you're banged up.
CK says we got a better chance of getting McCarthy's third sandwich out of his hands than getting anything for value of Jay Crowder. I have a breaking news for everybody right now. Funny you bring that up, CK.
Yeah.
Breaking news here
News
on the
flash.
discipline.
This is breaking news.
All right.
A fourth sandwich has been found and
What?
identified.
What?
There is a sandwich in Mike McCarthy's left hand.
Is it
There's a
corn-
sandwich in Mike
What?
McCarthy's right hand.
Yeah.
There is a sandwich in his front right pocket, and they have found another sandwich
corned beef?
under his hat.
Is that a corned beef?
Mike McCarthy is a 4 sandwich eating mofo.
Oh boy.
You heard it here first.
Wow. That's what we break. We break all the breaking news.
4 sandwich eating mofo right there.
Oh boy. That you know what? I got to give Mike McCarthy his props, because you know what? I kill him all the time about his decision making and his clock management. Got to give him credit for the sandwiches though. That fourth sandwich, keeping it away from us the way that he did.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Under the hat. Under the hat.
Under the hat.
That's brilliant.
We know what it is under the hat. It's one of them. You know how you go to the
Yeah.
convenience store there, and they got those. They're cut diagonally, and they're sitting in that little triangle container.
Yes. Yes.
That's that like this on top of his head, and
yeah.
the pointy part is going up. Mike McCarthy, sandwich hiding genius.
Makes sense.
Mhm.
Makes sense.
Donnie says Jay Crowder is being a baby because the media and the fans said he was being traded for KD. Yeah, okay. Maybe there was some of that there back last May.
Well, all I know is the reporting said that he was unhappy with his role with the team, and a lot of it seems to be he wanted to start. I did see a trade proposal with the Suns and the Sixers that I really like, where the Sixers would get Jay Crowder, and this is actually from a Sixers website, and the Suns would get Furkan Korkmaz, which I don't really care enough about, but they would get Matisse Thybulle, who is an incredible defensive player. Now that's a guy you could put on Luka. And no, look, you're not going to stop Luka. Nobody can, but you can make it really hard for him. And if you can get him out of rhythm, you get that whole team out of rhythm.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and it's not just Luka. It's any of those.
Make somebody else on the team beat you.
Yeah. And I think that would be a good move there.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens in the days ahead as February 9th gets closer and closer, and we lose more and more games. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears radio show, sponsored by Online Trading Academy. I am here today to make the statement that just because we're in a bear market does not mean that you have to be losing money. Just like Michael Burry and Warren Buffett, bear markets should be where real generational wealth is created. But most will follow the same broken strategy that lost them in the last bear market. We are inviting you to come to an intensive 3-day trading and investing class where we will show you the trading and investing strategies of the market wizards. This class is typically $299, but right now, for 66% off, you can join us in this class. Just call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337 and tell the operator you want the $99 3-day class, or text $99 to 25029. That's $99 to 25029.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Arizona offers thousands of helpful resources for service members, veterans, and their families, but navigating the system can be confusing and overwhelming. Call 866-4AZ-VETS to talk directly to caring people professionally trained to help you. Get connected to resources and benefits at no cost. Just call 866-4AZ-VETS now. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veteran Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Your home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Today's Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Here's the rundown for your NFL fix on the old radio this weekend. On Saturday, we got Jaguars and Chiefs and Giants at Eagles. Both of those games will be on Money Radio 1510 and 105.3 FM because over here on the Fanatic, overlapping those two games, we got Utah Valley at GCU at 5:45 p.m. So just to make everything easier, both those NFL games on Saturday will be on Money Radio 1510 and 105.3 FM. Sunday, we got both games here on the Fanatic. Bengals at Bills at 12:30 and Cowboys at 49ers at 4 p.m. And my God, there
yes.
are only – no, Randy, you're not my God.
Oh.
There's only –
I thought we were doing that signal thing again. I thought we were doing
No, I'm sorry. It's not the signal.
Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
The point is, there's only 7 NFL games left this season.
Yes.
You must watch and enjoy them all.
So, what are we doing for Super Bowl Sunday?
What do you mean?
What are we doing as a show? What are we doing as a show?
As a show?
Yeah, for
minding
Super
our
Bowl
own
Sunday.
businesses and just watching the
What are you talking
game
about?
wherever we feel
This is a Super Bowl Sunday in Glendale. Shouldn't we be somewhere on the map somewhere? Shouldn't we be somewhere?
Why do we need to do that?
Hosting a Daily Blender Super Bowl Sunday fiasco?
Nah. Why would we do that?
Because it's our Super Bowl.
It's not our Super Bowl.
It's our town.
My team's not it. Your
It's
team's
our
not
town.
it. Keon's
It's our
team isn't
Super
in it.
Bowl. Has nothing to do with our teams.
I think we should just,
It's our town, our Super Bowl.
If we want to have a get together, just us, not just us, we could do that.
Just
But,
us in a selected number of the fourth dimension.
Like 0% of fourth dimension. Here's what's going on. So more than likely, we will be out at the Waste Management Phoenix Open.
Mm.
We don't have a hard
On Super Bowl Sunday. Nice.
No, let me explain. The week before, we will probably be out there doing our thing as we do every year, and then nobody's going to have the energy to do a thing on Sunday. We might show up at a Super Bowl party. We may have one, just us, but I don't think we're going to be doing a station thing on Sunday.
That's too bad.
After how exhausting the whole Super Bowl, the whole Phoenix Open thing could be. So
that's too bad.
Just the way it is every year, man.
Well, I just thought, this year it's in Glendale.
Mm-hmm.
We could rent a cornfield or.
Why would we do that?
Get a bunch of grills together and get the fourth
Everybody's
dimension.
got their own plans.
Now the hell with everybody having their own plans. This is in Glendale. It happens once every 10 years?
I don't know.
I don't know.
We
I've
could get
never-
a whole bunch of grills laid out there, and everybody could throw in. And we're talking like a radio station Super Bowl party to blow out all radio station Super Bowl parties.
Sure. Let me know how it goes. 888-368-1580. CK says you guys should have the Super Bowl show in Donnie's studio apartment.
Well,
now you're talking. Or at Fish Tank's garage.
Oh, wow. That's
we
too
were
bad.
going to do a thing at Randy's Fish Tank garage. I'm sorry,
Mike?
Fish Tank. Sorry, brain not work. Fish Tank had his cool garage bar, and we were going to do a thing. Then we realized, well, maybe Fish Tank doesn't want a bunch of strangers traipsing around his house, so we called that whole thing off. So, listen, I'm all for getting together with the fourth dimension and all that. It's just we're going to be exhausted by then, and everybody already has their plans, I guess, except for Boomer Sooner, who's now calling me saying I'm a bummer, and he's like, "Oh, thanks, Jeffrey. Can't wait to see you too." Randy's right. Let's do it. All right, well, let's do it at Boomer Sooner's house then.
Boomer Sooner?
Yeah, whatever. Let me know how it goes.
I believe the ball is in your court.
Kiss the Cook says Mike McCarthy, 4 sandwich eating mofo, and now in the bathroom passing a meatloaf. What?
Good God.
Where
Really?
did that part come from?
I don't know, but I didn't think about it. But now that I have thought about it, Mike McCarthy is number 1 on the list of people I would not like to follow after he's used the bathroom.
Wink Martindale, I think, is number 1. Donnie says, bring your burnt chicken, Jeffrey. I'm ashamed to say that burnt chicken's still in the grill. I can't even look at it. I'm so ashamed. I can't even go near it. Thunder Snow says, sorry, Randy. Jeffrey won the cancer walk. Watermelon says, Jeffrey, as a joke, you should read Mr. Ribbler's text incorrectly and make him second guess how he's sending them to you. You don't even have to say that on air. Oops, I just did. Can I be honest? One of the other ways I would read Wilbur's text is just okay. Bump, 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 bump. I think this might be in Braille.
With Jeffrey O'Brien.
You're not supposed to play this. Thought we had talked about you not playing that. That you're not supposed to play that. That was supposed to be if there was something planned, not a drop. Kiss the Cook says, grill my burritos. Or is that mahi burritos? Is there such a thing as a mahi burrito?
Could be. Yeah.
He says grill MAHI. And I thought it was like grill my burritos. The show's kind of getting out of control, isn't it? Let's see. Cardinal Art says, I'm in, Randy. I got 3 smokers and my old reliable Weber, plenty of pecan, apple, mesquite, wheat, wood, and deep freezer full of meat. Going to buy some ribs soon.
See, there we go.
Okay, let me know how it goes. Hookem Hattie says, sad thing is Mike McCarthy does commercials in Dallas for a weight loss program. Oh,
Wow.
he's trying. She says this in her Dallas way. Oh, he's trying, y'all.
He's trying, y'all.
Trying to
Is he?
sell it?
Here's
Or
what it is. Yeah, he gets the money, and the money immediately goes to sandwiches. That's just it's a vicious circle.
I believe he tries very hard on those commercials. I don't think he's actually trying to lose weight. I refuse to believe that because Mike McCarthy has looked the same going on 11 years now.
Somebody else was trying to grill in about something about grilling stuff. I did see that somewhere. And so I'm sorry if I didn't read your grill about grilling stuff. Yeah. Oh, here it is. Cardinal Art was saying Randy got a few ribeyes for the grill later for the GCU game. Wife made the homemade red beef chili burros along with the rice frijoles.
The red beef chili burros.
And he says, got that for lunch, but Keon suggested I save the ribeyes for tomorrow. No, sir. No, sirree, Bob. May I have a double shot of your finest whiskey, please, Randy?
I mean, that's the best I've got here.
Why are you telling him to save ribeyes for tomorrow? What was that about, Keon?
That was on Steve's show, the main event, and I don't remember why I said that. It's
you don't tell another man what to do with his meat.
I didn't tell. I just suggested.
No, you never suggest.
I merely suggested.
No, you mind your own damn business when it comes to another man's meat.
Keon, sorry.
Unless you're giving some sort of advice on grilling, like say, hey, Maybe try this. Oh, okay. No, thanks. Oh, okay. But you don't tell him when to eat meat and when not to eat meat.
I mean, like I said, I didn't tell him. He can eat it whenever he wants.
Are you trying to get us canceled? Is that what you're doing? Kiss the Cook says Mike McCarthy's trying to lose weight. What is he on the slim slow diet?
Straight fire.
Against the spread says Brett Bielema is the last dude I'd want to follow the bathroom. He might actually deliver that baby calf he's been holding in his belly.
He's definitely in the top 3. Like, absolutely.
So I got a picture of Wink Martindale just to show you guys how unhealthy Wink Martindale is. And so I got it and I put it up there and I printed it and I'm like, oh my God, I'm out of ink. No, he has no skin tone. He has not.
He's an ashen gray.
Oh my God! And then I found this out. He's younger than you, Randy. He's younger than you. He's only 59. Okay. I'm 52. He looks like he's about 70 something. He looks bad. Can you believe that Wink Martindale is 59 years old?
No,
Oh,
I'm looking
man.
at a picture of him right now. That's impossible.
Wink Martindale looks about as healthy as a guy that if you gave him his birthday cake, you'd have one candle on it that had the number of his age, and some woman would have to lean over his shoulder and go to make sure it got blown out. He does not look healthy.
I know that somebody interviewed him for a head coaching position. That's such a bad idea. He won't make it through the whole season. I don't. Well, he might, but you
My
can't
Colts
guarantee
did.
it.
My Colts.
That's who it
interview.
was. Yeah, it was the Colts.
Who effing Ray? CK says, Cardinal Art, I'll take the red chili beef burrito, lightly toasted with butter, please. I don't think he's offering to give everybody food. He might be offering to give us food, but that's not everybody, I don't know. If the meats that are being grilled and the food sounds good, then I might show up. But outside of that, it's not an official station thing.
It's the eyes for Wink Martindale. They're barely open.
No, it's also the face and the cheeks, the jowls in his face.
Yeah, he's got giant bags under his. Giant bags under his eyes.
I got my picture here. Hold on.
Those
I got it
bags
right
are
here.
designer bags.
Here it is. Here's Wink Martindale right there. That's him on the screen.
Wow. Look at that.
And that is full color. That is just the way he looks. That's not photoshopped or anything. He has no platelets, I think is the word.
He has no platelets. Okay.
That's a man is not long for this world right
Anytime a man like
Zero
that
melanin.
is standing in front of a Hackensack Meridian Health sign, something is up.
And it just broke my heart to see, the Colts have requested to talk to Wink Martindale. When I saw that, I was like, oh, dear God. All right, fire everybody. Because if this is a guy you're bringing in, sure, he's a good defensive coordinator. He has coordinated 3 defenses that finished top 5 in points allowed. And, but I don't want Wink Martindale, do I? Talk me into
Not as a head coach. No.
Yeah. And what do you think?
I mean, I don't know if he would be a good head coach. I know, like you said, he's a great defensive coordinator, and I don't know if anybody in the league blitzes
There's Wink
more
Martindale
than him.
at the press conference. Everybody, I don't feel good.
I now understand why he wears the sunglasses. That is, you cover up half the face, then you, I don't know, take 40 years off of what he looks like.
Next question.
All right.
Please,
Death.
please, God, please don't.
Coach,
Please, God,
Coach
don't.
Death.
Even Death is like, oh, I don't want to go anywhere near that. That's creepy. Stockton Slap says, I wouldn't want to follow Shaq into the bathroom. Imagine them Jurassic size. Okay, we're done there.
Wow.
All right, we got to take a break because it's the end of this hour. 2 more hours to go. Coming up next is the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
If you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business. That's true when your business is growing fast, and even more true when there's a lot of uncertainty. Inflation is running rampant, supply chains are clogged, and the labor market is tight. What does that mean for margins? But not every business is in the dark. Over 30,000 businesses know their numbers because they use NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 cloud financial system. NetSuite gives you visibility and control of your financials, planning, budgeting, and of course, inventory, so you can manage risk, get reliable forecasts, and improve margins. Everything you need all in one place. In 2023, profit is the new growth. NetSuite helps you identify rising costs, automate your manual business process, and see where to save money. Know your numbers, know your business, and get to know how NetSuite can be the source of truth for your entire company. Right now, NetSuite is offering a one-of-a-kind flexible financing program. Head to netsuite.com/radar right now. netsuite.com/radar. netsuite.com/radar.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Children are born learning. From birth to age 5, they develop faster than any other time in life. Great childhoods are made in these first 5 years, in play and conversation, at home and outside, in quality childcare and preschool, and in our communities, in the simple moments that help kids learn, grow, and succeed. First Things First is Arizona's early childhood agency with free programs to support great childhoods. Learn more at azchildhoods.org. Sponsored by First Things First.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Screaming Eagle says, hi, Blender and company. Hey, Jeffrey, when do you think we can have another remote at the Dave & Buster's or somewhere? Are you guys going to be out there at the Waste Management Phoenix Open? I think so. Probably. You know, we don't ever find out about stuff till the last minute. I'm not seeing a Super Bowl remote or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, as soon as some salespeople do something, we'll be out there. 888-368-1580. Kiss the Cook says, for my camping trip last weekend in Quartzsite, I'm going to stop you right there. What? Why the hell are you camping at Quartzsite? I've driven through Quartzsite more times than I can remember. When I was working in Palm Springs, and then every weekend I drive home to see my girlfriend, who is now my wife. Worth the trip every single damn time. And I've driven through there, gotten gas there. That's why I always stop and get gas, because it's too damn expensive in California. And I would always stop there and look around. Nothing. There's just a whole lot of rocks. I mean, not even trees. How Why are you camping at Quartzsite? Seriously, there's nothing there. Rocks. I mean, that's why they call it Quartzsite. A lot of gemologists like to go out there and oh, look, I found a rock. Hey, me too.
Well, there's great views of the heavens in Quartzsite.
Mm-hmm.
Great views of the heavens.
Is it far away from cities?
No, it's that whole strip right there is just one long line of cars going in both directions. I think there'd be a lot of light pollution right there.
No, there's not a lot. There's not a lot of light pollution out there.
I've been there so many times at night. I'm telling you, it's just one big strip of light.
If you go off the beaten path in Quartzsite there, there's a lot of great.
They'll never find your body.
Well, that may be true.
You'll never be heard from again. But Kiss the Cook says, I made Cajun butter pork bites, dirty rice, and grilled veggies. Man, was that good.
Wow.
I have no doubt it was very tasty. I'm still just perplexed about why the hell anyone would camp at Quartzsite. Unless there's something over a hill I don't know about. I need pictures. Let's see. Thunder Snow says, I loved Wink Martindale and Press Your Luck. It's not the same Wink Martindale.
No.
I'd rather have that guy.
Yeah.
He looks healthier.
Cardinal Art says we should, he says, send Big Papa Mike there to Apache Junction further east. I guarantee he'll lose some great weight. You can send Mike McCarthy? Wait a second. Have you seen the people in Apache Junction? There's not a lot of people losing weight there. Cabana says, Happy New Year's, guys.
I think you meant because of the meth.
Ew. Scratchy. That's the noise of it. That's my official sound that a meth addict. It's about that. He wants to know what's going on with our improvements to 1580. Listen, it's been a long road, and we did not realize the road would be this long. But believe me, soon that 1580 will be back to blowtorch standards. It's on the way. It's just, my God, I'm not going to bore you with anybody's troubles, but it's been stupid. So just hang in there, guys. Listen, you're listening now, and you, that's all that matters. So you found a way to do it. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Dick Whiskers says, have you guys tried the Four Peaks Wow Wheat beer? Well, I haven't had a man bun ever. So just give me a Guinness. Thank you. Kiss the Cook said, by the way, did anybody have it? Did you have it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, what was what did you think of it?
I like it. I've also been only really drinking for like 2 years, so I have no standards. I will just drink anything. But I like it. Just take it with a grain of salt.
There's a hell of an endorsement. I have no standards. I like it. Kiss the Cook says, from December to March, Quartzsite becomes the third largest city in Arizona. Average is about 500,000 people. All old. You have to know this. And it's just one big RV park then. And there's no reason. There's no reason to be there. I need some pictures.
Because you can look at the heavenly bodies out there.
Is that why, Kiss the Cook? Because I'm having a hard time with this. I'm having a very hard. First, it was the chin balancer. And now I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight, Kiss the Cook. Trying to figure out the hell you out there camping at Quartzsite for.
Been a rough show so far. Yeah.
Good God, you have no idea. Well, let's talk. What do you want to talk about? Let's talk about football. It's been.
I'm always up for football. Yeah, I'm always up for football.
I don't know what we talked about in the last hour.
Well, we talked about Wink Martindale and who wanted
football
to use the bathroom after either Mike McCarthy or Wink Martindale.
Nobody.
That's how we ended the show. That's how we ended last hour.
Mm-hmm. Fighting Wampa says, Keon is my kind of wingman. No standards. Yeah, she's always going to have a friend, Fighting Wampa. Keon's there for you. All right, so let's just start with some good news. The good news is, remember Russell Gage? Looked like he about got killed there in the end zone. Yeah. It turns out he's doing great. He's in great spirits, and they say he's very positive. He says, I appreciate all the texts, calls, thoughts, prayers, and all that. Thank you so much. But doing good, all's well. And they say he's got movement and everything. He's fine. He's just, it's one of those little, I'm sure there's an injury there, and I'm sure there's a concussion there. But, sometimes you get these stingers, and they go along with the other thing. So hopefully he recovers from the concussion, and that neck thing just turns out to be one of them things and not anything with permanent damage. So Yeah, his season is over, so he's got nothing but time to recover. But he's turned into a pretty good receiver there, Russell Gage. So
yeah,
we'll
good
see
for
what
him.
happens.
Good for him, man.
Also, good news, and this is if you're an Eagles fan, great news. Jalen Hurts no longer hurts. He's not on the Eagles injury report anymore, so he is ready to fully participate in walkthroughs and practices. In fact, a lot of the team is very healthy. The Eagles only had one player out of practice, and that was Avonte Maddox, and because he had a toe injury the last couple of games of the season. So, I'm sure he's probably not going to be around if he's missing practices this week. But that's pretty healthy Eagles team right there, about to take on the Giants. I don't know about the Giants' health, but here's the thing. The only reason anybody gave the Giants a chance is if Jalen Hurts hurts. Well, Jalen Hurts doesn't hurt. And I don't see a whole lot of chance for the Giants at this point. Everyone's like, did you see the way they were playing last week? Yeah, let's see them do that again against the Eagles. I don't see it.
It's tough to run against that Eagles defense, and that's kind of all the Giants do. But there is some danger off of play action. Philly's just been so consistent all year.
Yeah, they've been consistent. But remember, guys, playoffs, that means something different. Playoffs is something special, and it would not surprise me to see an upset here. I'm not calling it. I'm not saying that. I'm going to pick Philadelphia to win the game, but wouldn't surprise me to see New York step up.
Well, it'll be worth watching, huh?
And by the way, Jeffrey, I have a toe injury, so I'm going to have to take the rest of the show off.
You will not be paid.
I'll stay here.
Good man. You can tough it out. Dick Whiskers says, does anyone else think that Josh McDaniels' plan all along was to sabotage Derek Carr so he could bring Tom Brady into the fold?
No,
he's just a bad coach.
No,
he's so bad as a coach. He made you think he was Belichick cheating. He was Bella cheating, is what you thought.
I don't think that he's a bad coach, but I do think that he never liked Derek Carr. I don't think it was for Tom Brady, but I'm sure he'd love to draft a guy.
Yeah.
For a young guy like McDaniel to get out and have his own team, he wants to come out from underneath that shadow of Belichick.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to want to have Belichick leftovers or retreads. He's going to want to do his own thing.
But I think he also wants to still have a job. So if he has the opportunity for Tom Brady to come in there and make things work and make him look good,
I don't know.
Why wouldn't he? Because then he could further blame this last season on Derek Carr.
I don't know. I don't see it. It makes sense to me, but I don't think Tom Brady ends up in Las Vegas with the Raiders.
I think that's his best landing spot, but I still think the Raiders would rather draft a quarterback.
I still think that Jeffrey's idea about Miami being the place that he goes, because I think Tua Tagovailoa has got some issues, and not because he's a bad person. I think he's got some health issues, and I think Miami's done. And I think the owner of the Miami Dolphins is a former Michigan guy, Tom Brady, Michigan alum. He's got one more go around. Again, I'll say it again. If I'm Tom Brady, I'm retiring. I'm hanging it up.
That's you.
But if I'm going to go again, I'm going to go Miami. My family's there. I don't want to leave the kids. I'm just saying.
Well, the Dolphins GM Chris Greer saying, no, Tua Tagovailoa, that's our man right there.
Yeah.
And he's saying, from what the doctors are saying, he's no more prone to concussion than anyone else.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lie so big. It hurt my testicles right there. I feel it.
I think I don't think there's anything up with Tua's brain that makes him more prone to concussions.
No.
So in that sense, I don't
it's
think
the way
he's
his
lying.
head slams on the turf. That's
right.
what makes him prone to the concussion.
I think Tua, the way that it's weird. Like they're like when people compared back in the day, like RG3 to somebody like Cam Newton, and like why are RG3's injuries so much worse? And part of it was like Cam's a better football runner is the only way to really describe it. When he gets tackled, he knows how to fall so that he protects himself. Tua doesn't know how to fall, so he protects himself. So he's always got his head slamming into the turf or something like that. And he's got to figure that out, or his career's not going to go much further than this.
Yeah, here's the problem. It's happened. It was one of the worst concussions ever seen on camera. And then right after that, another one.
Yeah.
You can't tell me
later
his
that season.
life is not in jeopardy. At this point, more of that crap happens. There ain't going to be a couple of brain cells to put back together for Tua. He's going to be, walking around talking like he's from 910. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to be right in the head.
I don't want to see the headline about Tua and a shotgun. I don't want to see that headline.
And well, because that's what happens. Like the dark thoughts of depression. And
I don't want to see that with Tua.
Those are the consequences of CTE. It's not going to happen anytime soon, but I don't want to
that we know of.
I don't want to hear Tua's 45 years old, because that's what happened to Junior Seau. The guy was young, and he should still be here. And I agree with Randy. It's real dangerous.
And you have to look at the other end of this as well. All right, so he's had the concussions, but this is what he wants to do, and he's like, "Hey, it's my brain, it's my choice right now. I'm ready to go out there and play. I'll try to do better. I'll try not to get my noggin hurt."
But at some point, doesn't somebody have to step in and protect him from himself?
Well, here's what Chris Greer is saying. He says, from what our doctors and consultants, we've talked through the NFLPA, he says, for us, I don't think he is any more prone than anyone else. For us, we're just letting the doctors, the medical staff, people in the field that know more, from everything we've been told, it's not a concern that he's going to get another concussion. That is such a lie there. There is stuff that has happened to him this a couple of times that's happened that that further damage will make things much worse. There's no way I believe any of these guys.
They're saying that they're not saying that the doctors are saying that his life is not in danger. They're just saying he's not more prone to concussions, which to me is not a call.
If he doesn't know how to fall down.
Yeah, but then that's my point. Is that's not a call that a doctor can make. A doctor can say, "Hey, your brain when you fall is no more prone to concussions than another person's brain when they fall." But what a doctor can't say is, "You fall more often and worse than everybody else." Like that, I don't think asking a doctor that is the right thing to ask a doctor, because that's not the field of expertise.
Either way, for GM Chris Greer to say the concern is unfounded, bullcrap.
Okay.
It's founded.
That's the lie.
If Tua were more of a pocket passer like Tom Brady is, I don't think there's an issue here. But he's not.
It's not that he's not a pocket passer, because Tua's really not very fast.
But he moves around.
Yeah, but it's still in the pocket. I mean, you look at his concussions. One was on the run when he was making a throw, but the first one was in the pocket.
Yeah.
He just got blasted. And then they tried to play him again, which was also dangerous. Like if they really cared about Tua, when he got to that first.
Sorry. They're talking about your timing with that is so horrible. It's an hour later, Randy.
It really is. You're right.
Congratulations to Shooter McGavin. You've got the first place in the picks contest.
Hey, I'm sorry.
If they really cared about Tua, when he first got concussed, they shouldn't have pretended nothing was wrong. It's all empty words to me.
Oh yeah, nothing's wrong. This is normal right here. This is totally normal.
I mean, I saw that personally, that scared me. That means his brain, his arms aren't receiving the signal from his brain.
No,
that's ridiculous.
Well, I think the Dolphins GM isn't receiving a signal from his soul. I mean, maybe part of that is, we got to trade this guy now. I don't know. I mean, any way you look at it, Dolphins about to do this kid dirty. Let's move on to the next thing. Rob Gronkowski is firing some shots at old Aaron Rodgers.
Really?
And I don't like to read quotes from Rob Gronkowski because him and I put words together in sentences a bit differently. I don't say stuff like bro. I don't say stuff like. But here, I'm going to do my best. He said, so here's what it was. Aaron Rodgers said, "Hey, do I still think I can play? Of course. Can I play at a high level? Yeah, the highest. I think I can win MVP again in the right situation." So now they ask, "What do you think of that, Gronk?" He says, "I'm totally fine with everything he said, except for one major part. And that's the MVP again. It's just that I think I could win another Super Bowl, and that would have been totally fine. Like, bro, like, why are you thinking MVP? Like, don't you want to win Super Bowls? Like, Super Bowls are, I think, 5 times greater than an MVP award. Like, we all know that you won the MVP a few times, but like, everyone would know even more how many more Super Bowls you won than MVPs. So that's why I'm just a little bit confused about that quote he had just had. I mean, it should be Super Bowls. You should never be thinking MVP when the Super Bowls are twice better. That was his quote.
See, but I understand that.
He's right.
I understand that. Yeah.
He's absolutely right.
The Super Bowl is a team achievement. MVP is a me achievement.
And that's the reason why I can understand why Gronk wouldn't understand it.
Gronk took a whole lot of words in 2 paragraphs to say
yes
that, like, hey,
Super Bowls are 2 times better than MVPs. That's one sentence.
2 times. As a teammate, you should want to win the game. You should want to win the Super Bowl. And that should be your only focus. Your focus shouldn't be you. It should be the team, because all these brothers are together fighting in battle side by side, arm in arm. And it shouldn't be about you. It should be about the team. And those sentences I just said, probably about a fourth of what he took forever to
me,
say badly.
Aaron Rodgers saying what he said about
education right there.
What he said about being an MVP again says everything you need to know about Aaron Rodgers. He's all about him.
Yeah.
He is the quarterback version of Deion Sanders. And I don't think you don't want the quarterback version of Deion Sanders, is my point. You're connected to every other player on the offense. Defensive back is out there on an island by himself. He should be about himself. You're the quarterback. You should be thinking about what's best for the team, the collection of guys that you're with, and that is the Super Bowl. That is the ultimate team prize.
Here's why Aaron Rodgers has 1 Super Bowl. Tom Brady has 7. Tom Brady took pay cuts to make sure they had enough money to bring people in that could play the game and get what they needed to make championships happen. Tom Brady thought championships. Tom Brady thought, we bring in champions, we'll all be champions. Aaron Rodgers thought, me. Let's talk about me instead of let's talk about this team. And that's the problem. And, who's got the right way of thinking? Patrick Mahomes. Who has the right way of thinking? Even Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson gave you a season he didn't have to give you, really. And, he's a guy who's thinking about the team. He's put himself out there for the team. We know a lot of these different kinds of quarterbacks who have really put themselves out there for the team. You know who's like Aaron Rodgers? Kyler Murray.
I don't know about that just yet.
Yeah, I kind of see it.
Because so far anyway, Kyler's talked about wanting to bring a championship here.
If Aaron Rodgers wasn't so old and knew how to work social media, he'd have done the same thing. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Research shows listeners prefer a personalized experience. So to help you remember, Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance. We personalized this ad for Amber, who really misses boy bands from the 90s.
Hey girl, I'm the cute one, here to tell you how Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
I'm the heartthrob. The only thing I love more than you is Sadie. And I'm the other boy in the band everyone forgot about.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty.
Sun Devil men's basketball is better in person. Catch the Sun Devils when they return to Desert Financial Arena to face the nationally ranked UCLA Bruins Thursday, January 19th. And enjoy Kevin Shiflett, the chin balancer, at halftime. The USC Trojans come to Nedwell Court Saturday, January 21st to close out the weekend. Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball, onward to victory.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
It's time once again for the Harmon Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. First prize is $1,580 from Harmon Solar. Second prize, a Zebra e-bike from Hemingway. And $500 third prize from Harmon Solar. Sign up today. Go to 1580thefanatic.com. The Harmon Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. From your home for the NFL in the Valley. 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Danny Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Dirty Donkey says, Jeffco, agree with you there on Kyler being selfish and much like Aaron Rodgers there. Oh, yeah, and suck it, Ralph. Oh, well, Ralph's not with us today.
Ralph's not
you'll
here.
have to come back with that later on when he's here. I don't know if he's going to be here Thursday or Friday, but don't worry. You'll get your chance. The Jet says, Kyler Murray and Aaron Rodgers, yes, have a lot in common. And he says, by the way, Tom Brady had 8 wins and 10 losses this year. I don't think any team is drooling to get him on the roster. Oh, contraire, mon frere. If you have the right kind of team, you could have him do quite a bit. That's the thing maybe we should spend a little time on. Not right now, because we should do a little research and really think about, forget everything about who needs what, where, what, who, but which O-lines in which situations would favor a Tom Brady more than others. And I bet we come up with a pretty interesting list. Just not right now. Mr. Pringle says Gronk with the Kamala Harris level word salad.
Except Kamala Harris uses bigger, meaningless words.
True. It's more educated, meaningless words. Let's see. Keon, as you probably know, King of Kitten says, RG3 is a good follow on the social media. Rando, hear me.
Yeah, I've been following him since Washington drafted him. I agree.
Fish Tank says, if Brady comes to Miami, I'll just watch awful Cardinals games all year. Can't do it. Listen, yes, you can. Like me, a Colts fan. Yes, I can. Fish Tank, you need to be more about the team than yourself. See what I just did there? Way better than Gronkowski.
Yeah.
888-368-1580. Speaking of, old classic quarterbacks, how about Peyton Manning? Now, I didn't know they were doing the Manning Hour for that playoff game on Monday. Found out that like halfway through, and then it was like, whatever. And but I guess he said some stuff on the Monday Night Football. He says when they got out of halftime, he was like, you know what? I don't know if I ever made a halftime adjustment in my entire 18-year career. I think that's the biggest myth in football. Halftime adjustments. You go in, you use the bathroom, you eat a couple of oranges, and then the head coach says, all right, let's go. And that's halftime.
Oh, come on. Nobody believes that.
I think he does. I think that was his experience. But I remember seeing video of BA in a halftime. He goes in there, he says a few things. He says, all right, get with your position groups. And then everybody would get some notes on how the game was going. So,
come on.
Peyton Manning, he probably walked in there and he was like, that's everybody else's problem. I'm going to eat this orange. I don't think he was necessarily in the conversation.
Give me a break. Come on.
Yeah, I believe Peyton.
Coaches make adjustments. Players don't make adjustments. So maybe the coaches get together and make those adjustments.
And maybe other quarterbacks do. But he's Peyton Manning. Like Peyton's always making adjustments. It's not a halftime thing for him. It's a constant.
You don't have to tell him in halftime.
Yeah, it's like every single series, Peyton Manning has made some calculations and made some adjustments. So for him, it's not something you do at halftime. You do it every series.
You guys are trying to tell me that Peyton Manning never was getting his brains beat in at halftime, winning at halftime, had a couple of navel oranges, took a whiz, suited back up and went on the field to continue his
Okay.
ass beating.
Have you not watched Peyton Manning talk about football on the Manning Hour? Have you not seen him talk about football on his little ESPN thing he does, Peyton's Place? The guy is constantly and always analyzing, thinking, breathing, living football. And if I'm a coach, I'm going to walk up to him and start telling him some stuff. I'll walk up to him the first time. He'd be like, I know. What we got to do is this. Okay, well, you're good. I mean, there's, what are you going to do? It's more about making sure the other guys are on Peyton's page. He was amazing. You had to watch him more.
Yeah, I mean, because Peyton was my favorite quarterback growing up. Like he just, it was you sit there and he starts pointing. You're like, what the hell did he see? That was the most fun watching Peyton Manning. Was not actually watching him throw the ball. Was watching him just figure out a defense with all of his fake calls and all of that stuff. That was always fun for anybody who's a student of the game. We're talking about a human being who nearly got a divorce from his wife because she was mad that he was watching film too much. It's for him, analyzing and adjusting to a defense is like breathing. Most other quarterbacks can't say that because most other quarterbacks aren't Peyton Manning. I believe him when he says it because I don't think he even thinks about it in that way. Yeah.
I mean, maybe someday somebody said, maybe you should try yelling Omaha. Hey, that's a good note. Thanks. And then the rest of it, he just had. Now, I remember the first year of Peyton Manning just like anybody else. But what happens is if you're in a position to draft the first quarterback with the first pick because your team is horrible, you don't have a whole lot of good pieces around him. So, of course, he was rushed and pushed and throwing interceptions, and he was trial by fire education, just bad. It was so bad that first year. Second year was a whole lot different, wasn't it?
And the NFL's a whole lot faster than college.
Mm-hmm. So he got his preseason, as we say. 888-368-1580. Pickle D says, yeah, all Peyton Manning needed is Omaha. That's all he needed. Did he ever say why Omaha?
I know he had a reason for it. I don't
company.
recall.
Omaha Steaks or Mutual of Omaha. Remember those shows? I always what was that? Marlon Perkins?
Yes.
Marlon, I don't know. Keon, you're probably too young. He used to have this nature show, right? And so you have Marlon Perkins standing there in the studio, this very old guy. He's like, we've decided to go to Africa and we are going to see the migration and the blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden you see this guy with his big floppy hat. Is Jim? Let's go see Jim in Africa. Jim in Africa is wrestling lions and fighting boars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was just, Marlon Perkins was just useless. And poor Jim did all the damn work out there. It's like this old house. You got the guy, the beardy guy, and he's like, well, let's check out Bob over there as he wrestles with that drywall. But in the meantime, I'll be over here hosing off the patio. It's the same thing. It's the same show, if you ask me. This Old House in Mutual of Omaha. I don't know why my brain's going here. Don't ask me questions. Anyway, Omaha. I think that was it. Little Tuna says, don't forget the Kamala cringy half laugh, half giggle when she finishes her word salad. Guys, this is not going to be a political show. Okay, we're not going there.
Also, Gronk laughs truly, because he's a dude, bro. His laughs are.
What was the thing people were saying? There was some sort of cringy moment when the Warriors went and she's like, I ain't gonna do that. I saw the headline, but I didn't get a chance to see what it was. Like there was something and in there it was awkward.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was not interested enough to read it. So anytime people go to the White House, I'm like, fine. It's good for you. I don't know how that's interesting for me.
Yeah. Listen, okay, let me help you out here. Joe Biden is an old doddering old fool. Kamala Harris is cringy as hell, and every time she talks, you feel like, is she nervous about something all the time? She's like, one of those voices. All right. Donald Trump is tax evading POS buffoon. Mike Pence was about as useful as an eraser on a non-erasable pen. Okay, so now we've hit everybody. All right, Carrie Lake is frightening. Katie Hobbs is frightening. Can we just be done with this now? Not for the Kamala Harris stuff. Fish Tank says the worst part of Peyton Manning growing up was waiting the full 40 seconds every damn time to snap the ball on Madden.
That's true. Because if you were playing the Colts on Madden, they were still doing the realistic. So Peyton Manning is doing all of his stuff, and you're just like, look, I just want to try and sack you. And
You're
Peyton
playing
is
the commercial.
Yeah, Peyton is out here, changing up the offense, and you're like, do I change my defense? And you're just waiting for 40 seconds because Peyton Manning was there using the entire snap count in a video game.
That's just stupid as hell. That is really dumb. Let's see. Dick Whisker says, hypothetically, if the Cardinals organization wanted to phase out Kyler Murray, what would be the best way to do it?
Hitman.
I don't want him to die. I mean,
yeah, if you see a Cardinals vehicle idling next to another dark vehicle in a parking garage somewhere, yeah, it's probably going to happen. Let's see here. Fairweather Dan says, ha, good one, Jeffrey. Stockton Slap says, that's why Brady is better than Manning. Almost got divorced because of football. Brady went all the way. That's greatness.
Peyton managed to have a full career and his wife. I don't know how that's better, but I disagree.
It really depends on how your life is going when you hear this show. Boomer Sooner says Peyton Manning said the word Omaha came up in a meeting. They needed a 3-syllable word that told the offense team that we were changing the play. Can, kill, Omaha. He changed the play every single play.
Yes.
Because he always said Omaha. Unless it was like how many times he says Omaha. It's like if he says it once, it's just nothing. If it says it twice, now we're changing the play.
And hilariously, also where he accents the Omaha. It could be Omaha. Listen, he's crazy, okay? He's one of these people that's just obsessed with football, and he can't get enough of it. And
Peyton missed his calling. He should have been a baseball player.
I kind of agree with that. Just the meticulous nature of the whole thing. Peyton managed to take the game of football and make it more complicated than ever. And I think that's a beautiful thing. I always enjoyed it.
He did what he was supposed to do. He's doing what he's supposed to do. Oh, the Manning hour thing's got to stop. I think a lot of people are like, we got to fix this thing or we got to stop doing it. Okay, let's just go to the next level of what Peyton Manning is supposed to do. Shouldn't he be a coach?
See, we had a signal when I was playing non-pro baseball. If you accentuated the last name, that's bunt.
All right, give me an example.
So if it was Randy White, come on, Randy White. Let's go, Randy White.
Oh, that's clever.
That's bunt. If it's, come on, Randy White. Randy, come on, Randy White.
Yeah. What was that?
It's dead. That's dead. There's nothing going on. Nothing on. And we might change that in between, innings. We might go in between innings. We might change that up. If we accentuate the first name, that's steal.
What about
that's
the
hit
middle
and
name?
run?
You're like, Jesus H. Christ. What is that?
No, if you went Jesus H. Christ that was usually
Jesus
hit and
H.
run.
Christ.
That's a hit and run.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Jesus would probably be very appreciative of those.
Randy White, Jesus H. Christ, like that. If you did that,
well, now there's two.
Hit and run is on.
Who are you calling for? Is it
hit and run. If you add the Jesus H. Christ in there, hit and run's on. Are you feeling now baseball? See, that's baseball.
No, I can feel it. Huckamati says Brady's wife was mad that he's only good for 2 minutes. I feel like he's been good for about 25 years. Mr. Pringle says if the Cardinals wanted to phase out little Kyler Murray, what would they do there? Oh, I know. Just put the paychecks on the top shelf at the office.
Not wrong.
Well, he's at least smart enough to get something to stand on. We saw that in that commercial when he was dusting the shelves at the
Heisman House.
Heisman House there. Jason says, I throw more picks in Madden than if Helen Keller and Dak had a kid and joined the NFL.
Damn.
Wow.
Wait a second.
Wow. Just burn it down.
You can't just be a guy named Jason on the text line here. It has to be somebody with a last name. Who the hell are you? Let's see. Usually it's nicknames, not just some random first name.
Jason.
The Jet says, can the fourth dimension text Omaha when the show falls off the rails? I don't know that it would help.
You could. We will hear you.
You sons of bitches are the reason it happened.
That's part one. And part two is, if you texted Omaha every time the show went off the rails, it would be nothing but a stream of text saying Omaha.
Yeah.
I'd be Peyton Manning all the time.
Yeah.
Against the spread says Peyton Manning, very smart because of that monster dome he's got for a head. His hat size is the equator. I mean, he does. He has.
He's got a 5 head.
Yeah. Usually, you know, for like Star Trek, you got to get prosthetics to put that thing on there. He just shows up. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. But all right, that's where all the football knowledge goes, right into Peyton's noggin. All right, listen, there's something else here. You know, the Rams are picking up Matthew Stafford's option. Sean McVay sticking around. So, I mean, what, you know, I'm trying to figure out, why were they making a big deal about either of these two guys leaving? I didn't think Matthew Stafford was going anywhere.
Well,
and I didn't think
Stafford
Sean
said
McVay was going anywhere.
Stafford straight up said, I'm not leaving. So I have no idea why anybody thought that was happening.
Yeah.
And then McVay, I think he seriously was thinking about walking away.
McVay doesn't want to go through a rebuild.
Yeah, I think it's a Sean Payton type thing where it's just like, wow, this cap means that if this team is more like what it was last year, where maybe Matthew Stafford's not 100% again, that offensive line was just completely injured. You know, if they have bad injury luck next year, he might actually just walk away, kind of ride the contract out, and then try and come back and look again for a better situation.
Well, there's several different thought processes on this, and whether he realized, there's no more seats left for me to be a broadcaster, or nobody else is. There's a lot of factors here with the Sean McVay, but I'm glad he's staying with the Rams. And good Lord, you know what? Every other coach in the NFL has had to go through rebuilds or retools or whatever. Don't be a big baby, Sean McVay. You know, you got all this credit for being this great coach all those years. Everybody hiring young coaches that just happen to brush up next to you in the subway. And they, like, come on, man, take your medicine. You got a Super Bowl. Now show us you can do the rest. Show us you can coach a team in any situation and that you can bring it back around. You know, take the challenge.
Yeah.
Don't be a puss.
Do you know how many coaches go through rebuilds and their team didn't even win a Super Bowl? Like they made it to the NFC title game and then things fell apart and then they had to rebuild, and you have to start from scratch when you were close, but you didn't quite get there. You actually got there. Can you just hang it, just tough it out? Honestly.
See, but here's the thing.
See it.
You get coaches like Andy Reid. How many times in Philadelphia
good God.
did Andy Reid go through seasons where he got the team to the playoffs? Sometimes you get them to the NFC Championship game, and then they would falter. He'd never get to the big game. How many years did that happen for him? I mean,
he went to
Sean
3
McVay,
NFC title games in a row.
Can you believe somebody fired Andy Reid at one point?
And Sean McVay is whining about doing a rebuild in Los Angeles. It's your own fault. It's you and the GM's fault.
You and Les Snead and his F them picks shirt.
Yep.
You know, he wore at the parade when you won the Super Bowl. Okay, well, now deal with it. Deal with the picks you don't have, with the cap space you don't have, because you wanted to get a bunch of superstars, which is fine. It worked, but this is the part that you have to pay for. Nothing is 100% in the NFL. Things come with costs and sacrifices, and this is it. Rebuild.
I'm going to say it. Goddamn millennial. Maniac says, I didn't think this show had rails. Good point. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
The new year is here. Time for a change. Start a recession-resistant new career in the high-demand IT field with My Computer Career. In just months, already in IT? Build your cybersecurity skills and prep for thousands of open positions employers nationwide are desperate to fill. Attend classes live online or on campus, and financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the GI Bill. Make this your year. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. That's mycomputercareer.edu.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. What you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from the main event here on 1580 The Fanatic. NFL division playoffs are coming this weekend. We keep you updated on the teams and all the news around the NFL. ASU and Arizona have UCLA and USC in town this week. We look at the games. Coyotes are in a slide and the Suns also. What is in the future for these two teams? So join me, Stephen McCollum, on the main event, Monday through Friday, noon to 2 p.m. here on 1580, 99.3 FM, The Fanatic.
Get ready for an insurance blowout. Homeowners, auto, businesses, we're blowing them out at ridiculous prices.
Let's face it, it's next to impossible to make insurance exciting. That's okay. At Cole Hayes Insurance, we're not about the flash, but we can save you cash. Cole Hayes Insurance is an independent agency that shops all the insurance companies they represent to get you the best rate for your homeowner, auto, business, or commercial needs. Contact Cole Hayes today, online at mycommercialinsurance.com. That's mycommercialinsurance.com.
If you hit, pass it, dunk it, shoot it, check it, throw it, putt it, or block it, then we're gonna talk about it. I like that. I just thought I'd clear that up. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Today, Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, our new texter. We thought his name was just Jason. He's like, no, call me Parlay J. Oh, that sounds cool. That's good. Welcome to the show, Parlay J. And then another new texter jumped on the text line. Says, Jayhawk Jerry here. And he says, hey, guys, you said the people of AJ are not trying to lose weight? Oh, boy. We are all already nice and thin due to the meth. So get your facts straight. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that was actually suggested, Jayhawk Jerry. I just want to apologize to all the meth addicts in Apache Junction. You're right. There's not too many fat people in Apache Junction, not too many dentists, not too much need. So apologies, Jayhawk Jerry, and hopefully you can forgive me. Thanks for listening. Stockton Slap says, picture this scenario. Cowboys lay a stinker this Sunday. Dak throws 3 picks and Mike McCarthy chokes like he swallowed a double-double from in and out. Jerry Jones falls into a deep and dark depression, senses death around the corner, and in a last-ditch desperate attempt to reach the glory land of one of the last Super Bowl, he fires McCarthy, gets rid of Dak, brings in Tom Brady and Sean Payton. I think Jerry Jones is just crazy enough to do it.
Oh, he's crazy enough.
He's also crazy enough to just see Mike McCarthy and go, hey, he's gone farther than a lot of my coaches have. And keep him.
Yeah. But Stockton Slap. That's brilliance. That is brilliance right there.
What do you do with Dak?
He gives a crap. Mail him his clothes. You know?
Well, no, it's just, I'm just saying you're paying a lot of money. How do you get the roster to, what do you do with Dak?
Jerry Jones does not care about money.
Okay.
I think he could figure out a way to do all that. He would do it in a heartbeat. He has had, romantic thoughts about the idea of Sean Payton being his coach. You get Tom Brady up in there too. Oh my God. It's not just about the W's, the ratings, the money. Jerry Jones would be raking in hand over fist. My God.
I mean, I would be puking constantly with ESPN and what they would do with all of that. But listen, all I'm saying
Well, I mean, specifically Greenberg.
Oh, I mean, boy. I don't think the FCC would allow Greenberg to be on TV.
Mm-hmm. You know,
with how much pleasure.
Down,
he would be feeling.
I mean, between Dallas and Aaron Rodgers, Greenberg, that's 98% of his programming right there.
Like it's just that Mike Greenberg's wet dream is Tom Brady on the Dallas Cowboys. I get it. I'm just saying this is not the NBA. The salary cap actually stops you from spending more money. You do actually have to figure out how you're gonna bring in Brady and do something with Dak.
I'm just telling you right now, Stockton slap. He's on to something.
I'm not saying you're
or
wrong.
He's on something. Either way, that's genius.
Because Jerry is out there.
Dick Whiskers says, I agree with you, Jeffrey, about Sean McVay. If he would have chose to leave, I'd lose a lot of respect for him. But here's the thing. I can still lose respect for him because his reason for staying ain't all that great either. Fish Tank says, remember when we all thought OBJ was going to find a playoff, in a game team, and instead he just kind of goes off the rails in an airplane? Who's surprised?
Nobody's
surprised.
raising their hand. Yeah.
Cardinal Art says, imagine being the Bills in the 90s, right? You're led by the late, great Marv Levy. McVay, get a grip. Slide down the ramp tramp to your TV deal, you weak coach. Well, there's an interesting phraseology. The Jet says, Dallas has won 25 games in the last 2 years. McCarthy may not be all that flashy, but he does win. I'm not a Dallas fan. I like them about as much as I like the bleepy Dodgers, but hey, they are winning. But they're not winning what matters.
Yeah, Mike McCarthy will win your regular season games.
We'll see what happens this weekend.
But in the playoffs, you have Aaron Rodgers and you got one Super Bowl. I have to question you as a coach, especially when I've seen some of the worst coaching decisions I've ever seen come from you.
Kyle G says, Skip Bayless would have a stroke if Brady went to the Cowboys. It's like if his girlfriend started dating his wife. Is he still on the damn TV? I thought after Shannon Sharp gave him both barrels that was going to be over. Is that still going? I don't know.
Well,
I don't know why.
Yeah, it's Fox. They don't have taste. And so, yeah, that's what's happening. He's still on TV.
I stopped watching, stuff on TV where people just yell at each other all the time.
It's not an interesting. It stopped being interesting like 15 years ago.
But somebody's watching it.
Yeah.
Cowboys Buccaneers got 30.6 million viewers. 30.6 million viewers. And that was probably the worst game of the entire super duper wild card weekend, right? That was like the worst game of that weekend.
Easily.
Would you agree?
We had wild comebacks in every other game. We had down to the wire in fourth quarter. And then we had a blowout, just an ass kicking from start to finish. It's easily the worst game of all the games.
And it got $30.6 million. Do you think that was because Dak Prescott was on the field?
No.
It's because Dak Prescott was wearing a star on his helmet.
Yeah.
No.
Dallas Cowboys.
It was because Tom Brady was on the field.
It was both.
I'm telling you right now, Jerry Jones would go crazy for Stockton Slap's idea right there.
I think that just proves your point. The Cowboys were involved and Tom Brady was there. The ratings. If you take Tom Brady and put him on the Cowboys, every week could be that.
If you took Tom Brady out of that scenario, the ratings wouldn't be that high.
I think if you take the Cowboys out of it too, it's probably
I don't see Tom Brady going to the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's very unlikely, but it's a brilliant idea. And I wouldn't be shocked if you don't start to hear scuttlebutt about stuff. It is a perfect scenario. It is, but it will never happen. You're probably right. 888-368-1580. So let's go from one coach to another, right? Okay. Let's talk about Todd Bowles for a moment. I think we all agreed yesterday, Todd Bowles is probably not long for this world as a head coach. Great defensive coordinator, but that is where it stops. It's where it stops. And that's fine. That's what he's good at. He can make a living at it. I think he's a swell guy. I like Todd Bowles. He always has that I know something you don't know look, kind of like that weird little grin. And I do. I like Todd Bowles. He is not a good head coach, especially when I hear him say this about Ryan Suckup. Ryan Suckup, he's been a very consistent and good kicker for the Buccaneers. I had him in fantasy football. Solid. Got me points. Plenty of points. Todd Bowles says about Ryan Suckup, we got to be able to kick longer field goals. Okay, let me just give you something here. 47 yards as an average is pretty good. He says, Ryan was very efficient this year, but we got to be able to kick longer field goals than we've kicked. I think we've got to get past 47 yards, kick them for 50, 55 yards as well. Yeah, Suckup was 2 out of 7 on field goals, 50 yards or longer. But here's the thing. Hey, Todd Bowles, maybe your offense shouldn't need to be kicking from that far out.
Exactly what I was going to say, Jeffco.
I'm glad we're all on the same page.
Exactly what I was going to say.
Calling out a guy doing his job day in, day out, making the extra kicks. Not like Brett Maher. There's a guy who's been very consistent in kicking. If you get him to an appropriate place on the field,
and in big moments,
it's unfair to Suckup.
It's not like Ryan Suckup has been kicking and the stakes were low and they don't matter. He's kicked in the Super Bowl for them. I do not understand that when you go, if your offense scores 7, you know what Ryan Suckup will be kicking? Extra points, Todd.
Mm-hmm.
Extra points.
Here's the thing.
He's doing all this for $3.75 million next year, not $30 million, 3. And he probably has more points than just about anybody on the team.
Here's the thing. You have arguably the best quarterback of this era playing on your team. And you mean to tell me you're going to criticize your field goal kicker because he can't hit something deeper than 50 or 55 yards when you have Tom effing Brady on your team?
I just and maybe he criticized other position groups. I did not see it, but your offensive line was healthy and they were turnstiles out there.
Mm-hmm.
Your defense was doing God knows what, and that's your side of the ball. And they weren't ready. They weren't ready to play a Dallas team that has basically shown us what they are week after week. If you don't know how to stop Dallas at this point, what are you doing in the playoffs? And it's somehow Ryan Suckup. It doesn't make any sense. I don't follow his logic there.
I get where you may quietly say to your special teams guy, hey, let's work on trying to get him practiced up to 50. Let's see if we can do here. Let's see what we can do. He's very consistent. Love the guy. Well, let's keep working on getting the distance a little bit better. But to call him out, publicly is just asinine. Suckup is a good kicker. That's all there is to it. And yeah, there's some guys who can kick it farther, but guess what? Their percentages, not that much better even than Ryan Suckup. No football team should be expecting half-court shots from their kicker. That's all there is to it. Moist one, hey, how you doing? He's on the text line, says Buccaneers should sign Antonio Brown. He's got 3 legs to kick with. All right. That's just, I don't want to talk. I don't want to think about his 3 legs. I heard that Antonio Brown put up some sort of pornographic video. I
heard about it.
I don't want to see it.
Me neither.
I'm not going to watch it. Not even sure I want to hear about it.
Accurately and actively avoided it, and I would like to continue to do so.
All I know is that here's the thing: he might go to jail for it because it was with his ex. So that could be called revenge porn, and that is against the law.
Yes.
So one more reason to sit outside Antonio Brown's house and try to serve him a warrant, because that ain't right, man. You got permission to be posting up porno of you and your ex. That's against the law.
Yeah, and even if it weren't against the law, it's just wrong. If you don't have that person's permission, you do not get to put them naked on the internet. That's just
right, Randy. You don't get to put me on the internet naked.
No boy.
You said you weren't going to say anything about this.
Sorry, somebody just reached in and closed your door. Sorry if I got you in trouble.
Yeah. So it begins.
Oh boy, I feel very awkward now. I didn't realize.
Against the spread says doesn't make sense because Todd Bowles, some mad Bowles, the guy lives in a haze of chronic. What?
Seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours.
No. He's not talking about Bowles having a boner. He's talking about he thinks that Todd Bowles is smoking a lot of the wacky tobacco, the electric lettuce.
I thought he was he was chronic. I thought that meant the
no, not chronic erection.
Seek immediate medical help for an
erection.
That's what it meant. That's not what it is.
I don't know anything about Todd Bowles personally, but just looking at the demeanor of the guy, the wacky tobacco seems like the last thing he would ever.
Seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting
I
more
really
than 4
just think that he's
Randy,
wrong.
he does not have an erection. Just up. Dick Whisker says, what did Tom Brady and Robert Kraft still have in common? They both go to Florida for happy endings. Against the spread says doesn't make sense because Todd Bowles smokes Mad Bowles. Oh, he retyped it. Still, he's not smoking bowls. Bowls don't smoke bowls. Probably drinks a lot of coffee. That is
Seek immediate medical help for an
See, he doesn't have boners, Randy. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. You know, the Lund Mortgage Team has been doing their thing for over 2 decades in the Valley, helping thousands of people in Arizona save money on their loans, get the best rate. They're mortgage brokers. They can shop it around for you. And now more than ever, it is so important to have a mortgage professional that's been around, that's seen the high rates, low rates, everything in between, because look, there's no sugarcoating what's going on right now. The rates are higher. However, the supply and demand, the whole how many houses are for sale in Arizona and what's going on, it's gone in favor of the buyer now. So if you're going to buy a new home, it is important to go and get that rate. Whatever that rate is, it's not going to be your forever rate. That's important to think about. So lock it in, get the house of your dreams, and move on. But let the people at the Lund Mortgage Team do their job. All the heavy lifting from start to finish. They'll find you the best rate out there. Call 623-875-9940, 623-875-9940, or online, lundmortgage.com.
Time for some smart saving. Make their dreams their reality.
I'm Arizona State Treasurer Kimberly Yee. Whatever your little one dreams of becoming, a doctor, a chef, a firefighter, they're going to need a plan and savings. Open an AZ 529 education savings plan, and you will be able to pay for their future education. Visit az529.gov and start saving to make their dream job come true.
Now that's smart saving. Sponsored by the Office of the Arizona State Treasurer.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
Just a little heads up before something bad happens.
Move your coffee cup away from your computer. Oh, no.
So you can have more control.
Stop. You're texting your boss by mistake.
Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Warning, the cap is loose on that catch-up.
Don't wait. You have the power to change the outcome. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third
hour. All right, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And I just saw a quote. It was the dumbest quote you're possibly going to hear the entire year in the world of football.
Go ahead. I'll be the judge of that.
All right. So old hair boy there gets up to the podium and microphone is on and everything. Okay. And here's what he said. Oh, I can't imagine Arrowhead Stadium is going to be much louder than Jacksonville was last Saturday. Oh my God. Why would you let the words come out of your mouth, kid? Do you know how loud Arrowhead Stadium is? Do you know you're saying that you just turned it up to 11 is what you did. That was one of the dumbest things I've ever seen a quarterback say in front of a podium. I mean,
wow,
that was a bad idea. Now you have just invigorated the fandom, and they are going to be out there stretching out, getting ready, getting ready. That is going to be the loudest stadium of the season. Now that he has said that out loud with his mouth
and a hot mic. Yeah.
Wow. Oh no, he knew it was on.
Not smart. You know.
When are these people going to learn not to speak in front of a hot mic?
It's a young quarterback mistake. Shouldn't have said it. That's not bright at all.
He was speaking to people knowing the mic was on.
Yeah.
He was talking to people at a press conference.
Wow. So I think he's trying to, give the Jacksonville fans some credit, but not that's going to backfire. That is going to backfire.
Dropping the soap. He's focused on his erection. He keeps typing the same thing over and over again. He says, if I have an erection that's lasting more than 4 hours, I ain't calling a doctor. I'm calling a hooker. That's illegal, dropping the soap, and you're going to catch a bad disease. And then you're going to call the doctor anyway. You see, if you just skip that part and go right to the doctor, probably better there. Stockton Slap says, I'm not reading that. I'm not reading. No, we're going to forget about the Antonio Brown thing. I don't want to talk about it. Not interested. I pass. Just pass on that. Do we need to talk about some coaching stuff? I guess we have to follow the bouncing ball on all this, right? It's the coaching carousel is spinning pretty quickly.
Yes.
What I don't understand is why haven't we heard some announcements yet? What are they waiting for?
Well, they're still waiting for the playoffs to be over.
But a bunch of guys are been interviewed.
They've been interviewed, but yes, they will.
If you got your guy, is it a rule?
Come on.
You can't hire a coach till after the Super Bowl?
Jeffrey, this is a process. These guys don't want to, quote, rush the process, end quote.
And also, if you think there's a guy you might really like and he's still coaching and he's not going to interview with you until after their season is over, then you wait. You're not going to hire somebody. If you're really interested in DeMeco Ryans, you're not going to hire somebody until DeMeco Ryans is available to interview. That's just, sometimes the week before the Super Bowl, that week, you get the 2 weeks rather, they'll let coaches go out or assistant coaches go out and do those interviews. Even then, teams don't like it because it can be distracting to the team. Focus on, let's win the Super Bowl, and then you can go out. But a lot of teams will wait until after the Super Bowl, not because it's a rule, but because your guy might be there and you don't want to hire somebody without having viewed all the options.
I just figure if I know who I want.
Well, not everybody knows who they want.
Oh,
they might know who they likely want, but it's like, okay, here's our guy. He's the front runner. But if there's somebody we also really like, or say we put together a list of candidates and we had a top 3, and we interviewed number 1, but 2 and 3 are still coaching. Well, A, there's a reason they're still coaching. They're really good. And B, maybe someone comes in and blows us away and knocks the top guy off of his spot. Why hire him now? He'll still be waiting there after the Super Bowl.
Jeffrey, these interviews are not like what you interview. Like when we interviewed Keon, it was 3.5 minutes. These guys take hours.
It didn't feel like 3.5 minutes
upon
to me,
hours.
We should have probably interviewed longer. Now we know better.
Well, it was, we made sure all of his, all of his stuff was in order. And then we confirmed that he was who he said he was.
Who would say otherwise?
Well, there was that one guy at one time.
Yeah. What were we talking about?
Coaching candidates.
Oh, right. Interviews and stuff. Okay. Yeah. What's your point?
Well, these coaching, they like to know 3rd and 14 with 7 minutes left, and it's a game in September, and we need to beat this team to take over. What do you do in this situation? And they have the coaches break it down.
Or we're drafting, if you got a high draft pick, like the Cardinals do, like the Colts do. We're drafting so and so with this pick. How are you developing them? What's their plan? Okay, what if we drafted that guy with this pick? What's your plan for this? And like that, there's a whole thing. And they hire firms to actually go through a lot of this stuff too. So it's not just like the owner and some guys in a room. It's a whole
circus
machine. Yeah.
Sounds like the Spanish Inquisition there.
Yes.
CK says Trevor Lawrence, bonehead. Now Arrowhead's gonna be louder than Giselle's jiu-jitsu sessions. All right. Quiet Cannon says Peyton Manning must have a high football IQ and a high regular IQ to compensate for an A- arm, but still plenty of adequate arm. Oh, listen, there is no doubt. I mean, he had a better arm early on, but there towards the end, he was beating you with his brain, definitely not beating you with his arms. Good Cat says, Randy, say it's not so. Vance Joseph, Frank Reich, vomit.
Well, I mean, they are talking to Vance Joseph. And not my choice. I had nothing to do with this.
You gotta give him a chance.
diligence thing.
He's on the team. You might as well give him the interview. You got to give him the courtesy of the interview.
He's 11-28 as a head coach. 11-28.
Listen, let's say that some new show time opened up. Let's say Jim Rome retired, and then Keon was like, "Oh, I want to interview for the job." And Izzy says he wants to interview for the job, and neither of them are ever going to make it. But we let them interview. Because we're going to bring in somebody else anyway.
Seems like it's a waste of time to just.
It's a courtesy. It's a courtesy.
Mm.
Because then, what if Keon sits down and suddenly, unlike on this show, really impresses us, and we're like,
Wow.
"Damn, Keon!
That's incredibly
Keon's the
hurtful.
right person for the." I know.
Where
isn't
did
it?
that
But you would
come
hold
from?
back. You would hold back until you had your opportunity, and all this time you just, you're this.
I think I'm doing well right
I'm
now.
just
but,
saying.
that's just my feelings are.
You got to give Keon
Destroyed.
a chance to impress you.
Mm.
And I think that's the same thing with Vance Joseph. Got to give him a chance, right?
Just
11-28.
Yeah. And Keon, don't be hurt because there's really zero chance. Okay. So don't
I understand it's zero chance. That's not the part that's hurt. I just
Well, we're not going to let you get off this show. That's just not going to happen.
Well,
you're stuck
look,
here forever.
I understand that. I just
Hmm?
I thought I was doing a good job on the show.
I feel like you hear things differently. I think maybe you need to
Yeah.
listen to that again because I'm not going to repeat myself.
Yeah.
Dropping the soap says Vance Joseph interviewing means crossing off the box under the Rooney Rule there. Now, there's plenty of other coaches they brought in, and I don't think Bidwell. There's the one thing you say about Bidwell. He ain't that coach. He ain't that team owner. His dad did a lot to further the cause, and I do believe that he's going to look for the best person to be coach, whether they are black, white, woman, man, otherwise anything. I believe in that integrity of Bidwell and that family. So no,
And the fact that he's interviewed or requested to interview with Brian Flores and D'Amico Ryans tells me this is not a Rooney Rule thing. Like he's just going through all those options. Because
if it was Rooney Rule, just Vance Joseph would have done.
Yeah, just start with Vance and be done with it. But no, he's gone through other coaches. Vance Joseph will be the third black coach on the list. So yeah, and he's not even going to be able to interview D'Amico, I don't think, until after the Niners are done. So no, this isn't about Rooney Rule. I think Michael Bidwell is just looking at all his options and taking the best one.
You may have other owners and GMs in the league who will play that game, but no, not Bidwell. For all that's wrong with the Cardinals, that has not been one of those things, which is why it was even worse to hear it coming from Steve Wilkes as part of that lawsuit. That just come on, man.
I think with Wilkes, obviously from his point of view, I can see why he would think that. You're there a year and then you're done and you didn't get a chance to do anything and you got settled with the quarterback we all know sucks.
It was incompetency of Keim and Bidwell, not racism. It can look the same, but it doesn't always have to be the same. Dirty Donkey says, I'm hurt for Keon. # pay the man. This is his franchise tag, Jeffco. We're going to franchise. Well, I guess we have to. Against the Spread says, I know people are down on Kyler Murray, but he needs just the right coach. Murray needs a disciplinarian that'll tell him to shut his midget face, stop crying, slap the Xbox controller out of his hand. That man, Brian Flores. Sorry, Randy. Sean Payton ain't coming to Arizona.
Well, I mean, that might be true. Might be true.
I mean, the moment they hired a GM, I thought, that ship has sailed. But yeah, I think Brian Flores is a really good idea for Kyler just because he's the perfect blend of no nonsense. But if you get on the same page with me, if you actually give me all of the effort that I'm asking for, I'll be your best friend. And I think that is the kind of line that I see Mike Tomlin walk, and I like that for Kyler.
Big George, he says Cardinals should interview Will.i.am from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now he's a good coach. He's never had a losing record. I don't think Mike Tomlin is looking to go anywhere.
No, they're not going to let him.
No. He's going to finish up a Steeler coach, and that'll be that. He's a made man. Seriously, nobody's got a record like that.
Yeah, winning record again. Did you see that team and that roster?
That was a bad roster.
Sean McVay.
Wow.
That's how you do it.
Harry Soap says Trevor Lawrence has never lost a football game when he played on Saturday. High school, college, pros, 2-0 with the Jags. But he will lose this Saturday. Yes, Harry Soap, you are correct. He will lose this Saturday.
That's still a good run, though.
It's kind of weird. All the home teams are probably going to win. You know, it probably won't, but it looks.
I mean, they're all the top seeds. So I mean,
didn't he win once at Clemson?
What?
I thought Stacey Lawrence lost one game on a Saturday at Clemson.
Never lost on Saturday.
Nope. It's a record
because he didn't lose very often.
Yep.
He lost the national championship game, but that was on a Monday.
Steve Cohen's money says, anyone got an update on Kyler's kill to death ratio in the new Call of Duty? I'm at a 1.45 right now, and I feel accomplished.
Whatever number you're at, he's better because that's
all he does. I don't know what you do for a living, Steve Cohen's money, but he's got nothing but time. He has nothing but time and an Xbox controller and probably the sweetest setup that you've ever seen in your life. And multiple setups for multiple platforms and games. Trust me, he ain't sitting there in his mom's house in a bedroom with his feet kicked up on the desk he does his homework on, doing it in front of a 19-inch TV screen. No. Kyler Murray's got nothing but time for this. Moist One says, where's DeAndre Hopkins going? He. What? Why are you he? What's your point? When's the Seahawks next playoff game, Moist One? Oh, he. Yeah. But DeAndre Hopkins, I think they should try to keep him. These guys think that they should try to deal him. I don't know. I think he's good for Kyler Murray.
I think he is, but it's just the setup of he's got 1 year left on the deal. He's 33 years old in that last year. Kyler can't play his last year. So unless you're going to pay him, you should just go ahead and do that then. Because other than that, he can't help Kyler next year. Kyler's not playing.
So should we read some coaching tea leaves since the carousel is spinning? I'll just give you a few things. We'll see if that means anything to anything. We heard about the Chargers are firing everybody but the head coach. You know, they fired a bunch of guys. They fired Joe Lombardi. You fired a guy whose name is on the damn trophy. I mean, all right, it's his last name. It's not named after him, but he got gacked. So did quarterback coach Shane Day and I think one other guy. So they are cleaning house on the Chargers staff. Is that signaling the hope or this positioning for Sean Payton to come in there and set his staff? Or is this just, okay, well, they're not going to fire the head coach and he's just going to.
Staley's going to stay there.
Staley's
going to stay there.
If you wanted Sean
Staley
Payton,
may want to stay there. Yeah, but
if you wanted Sean Payton, you'd have just fired Brandon Staley. There's nothing stopping you from why fire the assistants first and then just leave him.
Well, because what if you don't get Sean Payton? What if you don't get Sean Payton? Now you fired everybody.
Okay, well then he has no assistants.
Frank Reich, is he there?
Lombardi and this other cat, they're just that's what happens when you choke away a lead. And quite honestly, I don't think the offensive guys should have gone. It should have been their defensive guys. But Staley's a defensive guy. We'll have to wait and see. Staley's going to stay there, and they're going to come in and try to fortify that offensive game plan and see if they can't also fortify the defense by fortifying the offense.
I think they fired Joe Lombardi for wearing them tight-fitting T-shirts with long sleeves.
Well, that could be.
I feel like that
could very well be. Yeah,
the biggest reason right there.
Yeah.
So, all right, more tea leaves. Butt chin Bill O'Brien is who the next OC for the Patriots is looking to be. They're out there talking. They're like, nope, that's the guy Belichick wants to be calling those offensive plays for the Patriots. Butt chin O'Brien, not a guy you should give any control of the team to, because you've seen the kind of trades he makes. You know, your Cardinals were beneficial of that a couple of different times. And but they're saying, that he's the best person for the job, and all these people are singing his praises. So you might see butt chin Bill O'Brien.
Hasn't he been with
Patriots
Alabama?
land.
Hasn't he been with Nick Saban in
he's
Alabama?
been with Saban, yeah.
2 years.
And he's been on the Patriots before.
Yeah,
he was their offensive coordinator once already. So I don't even think they need anybody to sing his praises. Bill knows what Bill O'Brien's about.
Moist One says, did anybody's coaching stock fall harder than Brian Leftwich this year?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Because that's, I mean, obviously the offensive coordinator for the Chargers had something and then didn't, obviously. But outside of that, no, Byron Leftwich just tanked it. Bad decisions all around on the play calling.
So Pete Carroll is looking at the draft board. He says he's pretty fired up. Well, he's pretty fired up all the time, though, isn't he? Isn't he kind of like in a perpetual state of pretty fired up?
Yeah, I think it's his chewing gum.
Well, there's caffeine in that chewing gum, but he says, I know we're all pretty fired up. First 4 picks, enormous opportunity for us. So we'll see what we make of that. They're going to get a quarterback, right? You have to assume, even with Geno Smith hanging around, they've got to get a quarterback, right? Doesn't it make sense that the Seahawks are going to get a quarterback?
Edge rusher.
Let's see here.
They have needs that they need to fill. I think that if you've got Geno and he gave you the season he gave you and you made it to the playoffs, like if they drafted a quarterback, I wouldn't be shocked. It wouldn't be the dumbest thing that they could do.
Maybe a late round quarterback just to have a guy sitting there.
Okay, I mean, yeah, that wouldn't hurt. I wouldn't use the first rounder on it just because there's so many talented defensive guys and they need help in that run defense.
So I don't know. Pete Carroll's fired up. Okay, whatever. Daniel Snyder, by the way, they're saying we're getting closer. And now the favorite could be the owner of the 76ers, Josh Harris. And that makes you happy, right?
It does. Anybody but Dan makes me happy. But Josh Harris, I think, is a really good owner. I think he's done a good job with the Sixers.
But they've also had a guy who was a co-owner of Premier League Chelsea. He's a guy who's was around, but now they're saying I'm good, I'm out. So he's out, and then of course Bezos could just walk in and pick up the check at any moment. So, is there a deadline on that, Keon? You know, is there a thing where they're like, we're going to have this thing sorted out by blank date?
I don't know. There's not really a deadline, but I think there may be a deadline for Dan. Because obviously he's going to need to figure out how to shore up some of his legal troubles, which is what is spurring a lot of this in the first place. And he's already bought property out of the country in London. Just he's the deadline. You know.
Well, once the balls, so to speak, once the all the transactions start happening, I mean, there's no stopping it, right? Unless something catastrophic happens.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, like
find some weird stuff.
Once somebody decides to move on the purchase of the team, but right now they're still in that bidding phase of who wants to step up and pay the most money for this. We all know it's going to go for a lot, but how much is a lot? And that's kind of the part that we're all waiting on is, they're going to try and see how much money they can get.
We have breaking news here on the Daily Blender. This is big.
This is breaking news.
Silly Wabbit breaks the news, says Robert Sarver to buy the Washington Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I did not see that coming.
That did not happen. And if that does happen, I will quit. I've been a Washington fan for the last 20 plus years. I will quit.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't go from Dan Snyder to Robert Sarver. I just can't do it. I cannot do it. Will not do it. I'm done.
Well, Silly Wabbit, if that turns out to not be true, then you're going to lose your news breaking privileges for like a couple days or something. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update for Arizona's new home for sports, The Fanatic. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
4 games in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, 8 teams remaining for the Vince Lombardi Trophy, and the Kansas City Chiefs are the outright favorite to capture the title, plus 300, with the Buffalo Bills right behind them at plus 330. San Francisco riding an 11-game win streak, now the favorite NFC team to win the Super Bowl, plus 450. The Philadelphia Eagles, the conference's #1 seed, at plus 500. Cincinnati represented the AFC last season, plus 750. The Dallas Cowboys are plus 850. Jacksonville is the long shot, plus 3,300. Red hot winning picks at experts.winnersandwiners.com. Save 75% when you use the promo code ACTION75. Experts.winnersandwiners.com. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Sun Devil men's basketball is better in person. Catch the Sun Devils when they return to Desert Financial Arena to face the nationally ranked UCLA Bruins Thursday, January 19th. And enjoy Kevin Shiflett, the chin balancer, at halftime. The USC Trojans come to Ned Welk Court Saturday, January 21st to close out the weekend. Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball, onward to victory.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
There's no doubt that Harman Solar can save you up to 85% on your monthly electric bill. That's a fact. Bruce Jacobs here. But did you know it's possible to get solar for zero down and no payments for 12 months? You can lease, finance, or even purchase outright. They have plans that fit everybody. Harman Solar is a family-owned, women-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harman Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
Remember last year when you wanted to hear that NFL matchup, but you couldn't because you were at your nephew's birthday party and the Fanatic couldn't stream the NFL on their app? Didn't that suck?
Well, those days are over, pal. Now you can listen live to every primetime NFL game on the Fanatic app. Download the app now at the Google Play Store or the App Store, or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Today, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Moisland says drafting quarterback would surprise me for the Seahawks. I think they trade Geno for Lamar Jackson, but desperately need a game-changing defensive lineman. Wow, there's a lot of blindside right there. Yeah,
Why would the Ravens make that trade?
Because Moisland is an insufferable homer along the lines of Donnie when it comes to the Seattle Seahawks. Moise won. He won for the second time in a couple of years the Premier League of our fantasy football league. He knows what he's talking about with everything but his own team. And so, of course, he's sitting there saying, "Ooh, I think they should trade. They would trade Geno for Lamar. Everybody would trade somebody for Lamar Jackson." And, it's probably not going to happen for the Seahawks. Of course, this is the kind of thing that bites me on the ass a couple of weeks from now. He's going to copy paste and he's you said this, man, I told you this is going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, everybody would trade for Lamar, but why would the Ravens trade for Geno? I understand that Geno had a really good year but their offense is literally built around Lamar. They drafted offensive linemen who are better at run blocking than pass protection because they have Lamar. If you put Geno back there, you're not helping him.
His response now was, ha, 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 ha.
Okay, well, there you go.
King of Kitten says, chin bouncer for the win. Blissful Hayes says, is it true Sarver is going to change the name back to, we're not doing this, Blissful Hayes. 888-368-1580. All right, so let's take a look at some stuff. I guess the NFL has put out some fines, and Jamal Williams got fined $18,566 for his touchdown celebration.
Which one was that?
He scored a bunch, so it's hard to.
Well,
he got fined for a touchdown celebration. Did he do something terrible?
Oh, he did the McCringleberry, the pelvic thrust.
Oh, he did the thrust.
I think
they charged him $18,000 for a thrust
for the Hingle McCringleberry. Come on,
yeah. And then in the same game, they fined Quay Walker $5,000 less, $13,261, if you remember, for shoving the Lions trainer that was helping an injured player. So a pelvic thrust is worse in the NFL's eyes than a dude shoving a medical trainer on the other team.
Apparently.
Boy, that doesn't seem right to me.
You just priorities, guys. I don't know what because a lot of these fines are predetermined, but when it comes to shoving the medical staff, that if that was already predetermined, then that should already have been much higher, or the touchdown celebration fine much lower, because the math, as the kids say, ain't mathing.
How is the NFLPA okay with the way they have figured out the fines and the numbers and the thought process?
Boy, I can't figure that one.
So much does not make sense. Okay, somebody remind me, because I honestly don't remember. Is Joey Bosa the good Bosa, or is he the bad Bosa?
He is the good Bosa.
The San Francisco Bosa is the bad Bosa.
All right. Well, the Chargers Bosa is a bad Bosa now too, in my eyes, but for a different reason. He needs to shut the hell up. He threw off his helmet because he got upset about a call. And now he's gone out. He's going to be fined very soon, if he hasn't already been. I tried to check and see if he'd been fined yet. But he's like, I'm sick of those effing people talking about referees. And he just went off on them. And he says, if I say something about them, I get a $40,000 fine. But they blow a call that ruins an entire team season. They get to probably be back in the locker room after the game like, I got that a-hole. Yeah, I got him 15 yards. What a loser. And he says, we lost because we blew it in the second half. That's pretty simple. But you can't ignore, the missed call, the bad call, and then, other things he's upset about. And, listen, Bosa, you blew your top. And so whatever happened from that is on you. Bad calls, nothing you can do about it. But now you've lost more than if you just kept your mouth shut and kept playing the game. And so, would you say that penalty where he tosses his helmet off on the ground, has a little temper tantrum, might have impacted the game a bit more than bad calls?
Didn't it put the ball on the one?
A little bit.
So yeah, I would say that. I mean, look, officials make mistakes. Sometimes they make egregious mistakes. But that's the reason why when you play the game, you try to play it and give yourself a big enough margin to account for human error. Your team was up by 27 points. That is the biggest possible margin you could have. You blew the game. You don't get to cry about the officials afterwards. I'm sorry. I understand that you don't like what they did. I understand that you don't like what they said, but you helped cost your team the game. You, with that penalty, that defense that didn't stop anything in the second half, your offense that couldn't score one more touchdown to give you enough breathing room. That was a team collective falling apart. And officials do have to do better. I understand that, but they also make mistakes. They are human beings, and you have to play a brand of football that accounts for that.
The other part is if you think the refs are intentionally trying to get you, if he's trying to get you, you have to ask yourself why. What have you contributed to that relationship that they would be after you, where you think they're after you? Could it be you're talking a little bit too much crap to these referees? Could it be there's a thing? He says, I'm playing on half a leg. I'm getting dragged on the ground, whatever. It could hurt me along with screwing our team. But yeah, maybe some of them weren't as blatant calls as I thought, but I don't know. He says there needs to be more accountability. And so he just goes on and on about this.
I mean, there does need to be more accountability, but that's not why you lost.
Why don't they like you, Joey? Why do you think that? Why do they not like you? Could it be you're screaming in their face? Could it be that you're getting on their nerves? Or could it be that they're just bad at their jobs and it has nothing to do with you?
Well, yeah, and either way, one of those things you can change, one of those things you can't change. But either way, you can control how you handle the situation. It's the only thing you can control. And I can guarantee you ripping your helmet off and slamming it onto the ground when you're not supposed to take your helmet off is not the way to handle that. And Joey Bosa has been in the league long enough to know this. That's the reason why I'm a little mad about him saying stuff like that. Because you know what's not going to endear you to the referees? If they weren't after you already, you know what's not about to help? You saying those effing guys. You're just antagonizing them. Even if you think they're out to get you, there was a way you could have said that so that you don't end up actually being antagonized later, because you're earning it now. You're earning it now.
CK says, shut your filthy mouths. Nick Bosa's a saint.
Okay.
Yeah. Dick Whisker says, Joey Bosa's the bad Bosa. He's the one that held out before he even played a single down. Not surprised he's being a big old crybaby again.
Well, I'm not going to fault the guy for trying to get out as much money as he possibly could. And it wasn't for money that he held out. I think it was like some offset language in the contract. Look, it was a valid strategy. You're allowed to use it, but he's an angrier dude than I gave him credit for. I'll tell you that.
Blissful Hayes says, you'd think Bosa would know by now. NFL's rigged. Harry Soap says $18,000 for a pelvic thrust. Holy crap. Antonio Brown should have like an $180,000 fine.
Wow.
Randy's Chuckle says, if the Niners and the Jags meet at the Super Bowl, what do you suppose the over-under interception total will be? 20?
20
interceptions?
Here's the thing. I haven't seen Brock Purdy throw a lot of interceptions. Have you?
No. I think they're talking about Stacey Lawrence there.
He's going to do it all by himself?
Yeah.
No, I mean, basically, the 49ers are a better defense and thus should get more interceptions.
20?
Yeah,
I understand you.
Not
20 is a bit much.
7 is a bit. 8 is 7. Like, come on. No, 4 was already an otherworldly amount. And he already did that.
Big Stanky says, you see where Stanley, I think he means Staley, handed him his helmet to throw again? Did it really? Like, here, throw this again.
I don't know that. I don't know that he did that. I think he just picked the helmet up and handed it to him, and he threw it again.
And even if that's the case, I mean, the penalty's not for throwing the helmet.
I'm going to hand this to you. Don't do that again.
The penalty was for taking it off. If you're on the field, you can't take your helmet off.
Fire Brandon Staley, says Tihu was. Moist one says, O'Reilly Auto Parts. I don't know why. Oh, is that your O face? All right. I don't know what's going on.
I thought he was actually trying to describe to us Mike Greenberg if Tom Brady joined the Cowboys. I thought that was what was going on.
Boy, Moistwood's got a hell of a delay up there in Montana, if that's the case. Have you heard about the whole thing with Aaron Donald? He goes on the Twitter there and he changes his bio and it says former NFL defensive lineman for the Rams. And a few minutes later, changes it back to what it was. All right. Is he just messing with people? Sometimes I think celebrities go, hey, Ned, watch this. Wait a minute. All right. Let's see what happens. And everybody loses their damn mind. Everybody loses their damn
mind. Well, I mean,
mind.
he did not say he was coming back for multiple seasons. He said he would run it back one more time. He ran it back one more time. He got injured. Why wouldn't he put former defensive lineman for the world champion Los Angeles Rams?
Yeah, but why would you change it back? You know, why, if that's going to be the thing, make that the thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You don't change
I see your
thing.
point. Yeah, I see your point.
So whatever the case is, you know, he's had a great career. Probably, would you say if he quit right now, Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. He's got nothing else. He's got some Super Bowls. You know what I mean? He's got some Super Bowls. So yeah, he can do whatever he wants. But you know, maybe he put it up there and went, "Ooh, maybe I should make an announcement and actually do this right." You know, but in this day and age, here's the thing that Now, as a man, I would never break up with a girlfriend over text. But if you think about it, a lot of relationships started in text. Why can't they end in text? You see what I'm saying? If it can start that way, why can't it end that way? That has been a thing that I have been bouncing around in my head for quite some time. If it can start that way, why can't it end that way? Now,
that's a good point.
I'm not going to do that, but it occurs to me.
Because it's chicken bleep. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's right. It is. But it's also chicken bleep to start a relationship that way, isn't it?
I get it. But you're talking about, discovering somebody new. You get to know them. You start texting. Then you start hanging out. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to hang out. Oh, yeah, I really don't want to hang out anymore. And then start going backwards, reverting. I mean, just be a man and just say, I'm kind of done with this.
Yeah. So
Sorry.
when I look at Aaron Donald, if he's retiring in Twitter,
yeah,
all right, well, why not? Some people have done it. Post up Instagram, post up a thing saying like a letter to everybody saying, "Hey, I've decided this is going to be it." And that's how they do it, rather than having a press conference. So maybe that's how you should break up. Just do that as like a post, like, "Hey, dear so and so, just wanted you to let you know." No, that's pretty bad too. Yeah, that's pretty bad. The Wiz says, but when does the relationship really start?
It's a good point. Got you there.
Mm-hmm. It's like the point of conception could be the hi, on the text. You could say, when does conception really begin in a relationship? Hefty Lefty says, pass him a note stuck to a Jaeger bomb. That's how the relationship started for me.
So you can break up that way too.
Interesting.
I think that might be a good way to make that a more dangerous breakup than it needs to be. But yeah, I'll go for it.
Yeah, that'd be flying at your head with velocity. Okay. All right. Well, anyway, so Aaron Donald, he's thinking about it, if nothing else. That's all we have to report right there. Let's take a break. We come back. We'll have On This Date and Big George's sports history and more of the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Are you a planner? Do you like to plan ahead? Then, of course, you already have a plan to call Harman Solar, right? Bruce Jacobs here. It should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer. Up to 85% on your monthly bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harman Solar is a family-owned, women-owned, local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harman Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmansolar.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The Renaissance Festival is back! Huzzah!
Weekends, February 4th through April 2nd.
It's awesome.
I love it. It's great for the family. All our kids love it. That's why we come here. Yes.
Good times can be had by all. It's the best time we have every year. It's a great time for everyone. Join us at the Renaissance Festival! Huzzah! Come and have a turkey leg.
The Renaissance Festival is back! Huzzah!
Weekends, February 4th through April 2nd. Discount tickets available at Bashers and Food City or Arizona.renfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashers, Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
You come out here and you really have a good time. My kids love it.
There's lots of shops to go to. Hair braiding, roof face painting. Oh, and I really like the meat sticks, the turkey. Whoa! Huzzah! There's so much going on. Make sure you come out early and stay all day.
You can always save on Renaissance Festival admission with discount tickets at Bashers and Food City stores statewide. Huzzah!
Don't let your kids get fooled by the people they meet on social media. It may start as an innocent conversation, but those strangers are using their relationship to deal drugs to your kids. If you think tiny pills can't do much harm, think again. Fentanyl can end it all. Find resources at talknowaz.com. Don't let your kids get fooled. Talk to them and visit talknowaz.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
1580 The Fanatic and at 1580thefanatic.com.
Your home for sports.
Today Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Coming up at 6:45, you got GCU in action hosting Utah Tech here on 1580 The Fanatic. Mr. Pringle has a theory. He says, I think a relationship starts when a nipple makes an appearance.
Excuse me?
Well, yours or hers?
That's a good point.
There's 4 nipples involved, and you need to be more clear
In
about that.
some cases, there's 4. Some cases, a little more.
Yeah, sometimes they're 5. I mean, I don't know.
That kind of odd, weird experience.
Oh, that's because Keon doesn't understand. Because some people have a mysterious third nipple.
Mhm.
It has been known to happen.
Yeah.
Never seen it myself. But oh my God! Many years ago, some gal, turns out she thought, well, that's a weird birthmark, and there was a nipple on her foot. I'm not bleeping you. That
Nipple
was real.
on the foot.
Yeah. Well, it didn't have the little pokey part, but it was like that was what they determined it was. They're like, we can't figure out what this is. And so that's why every time that girl got a foot rub, it was something. 888-368-1580. Should we just go ahead and let's take care of on this date right now?
Why not?
Why not?
Let's do it.
All right, hold on here. Let me get rid of my thing here. George has been sending them later, so I have to read it off a computer.
George.
He's been slacking like last minute.
George.
I get it. He's got a screaming baby there at the house.
Come on, George.
So I don't like reading things off the computer, but I'll do it.
You're a good man, Jeffco.
Yeah, I ain't no Nick Bosa or Joey Bosa.
You also don't have a nipple on the bottom of your foot.
No, I ain't no Bosa's donut. I ain't that.
No.
It's time now, ladies and gentlemen, for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1950, Bob Feller asked the Cleveland Indians to lower his salary to $45,000, a $20,000 pay cut because he didn't believe his subpar record of 15-14 merits an increase. Right-handed full future Hall of Fame pitcher rebounded the following season, posting a 16-11 record, along with an ERA of 3.43 for the Indians. Back to me, Jeffrey.
Wait a minute. He went in and asked him to cut his salary by $20,000.
Yep. Bob Feller was just like, man, I am not playing well. They just turn around and they paid me all this money. I don't feel right taking this money.
But they didn't do that.
I don't feel right.
They didn't do that, did they?
They did. Well, yeah, if a guy comes in, if Keon came in and said, Ron, Jeffrey, I think I'd like you to lower my pay.
Well, as he should. I mean,
I wouldn't be able to get a word out of my mouth before Ron said, done, click, see ya.
Wow. It would be that fast, huh?
I would not be able to stop that. It would happen so fast, Of course, if somebody says they want to take a pay cut, and I'm sure they looked at his record, his play, and they're just like, you sure you want to do that, Bob? Oh, yeah, I think it's the only right thing. Okay, then. Yeah, nobody's going to say no to that.
It's just if you happen to get back to your usual play the next year, do you
get that money back?
The phone. Bob Feller's on the phone. I'm not here. I don't want him to see me till the end of the season. We're getting away with something here. Number one Rattlers fan says, I have nipples. Can you milk me? No, thank you. Hefty Lefty says, that's like the holy grail for foot fetish people, right? That gal right there with the nipple on her foot. I would imagine so. Ask Rex trying, though. I don't know. Moist One says, if a relationship starts when a nipple appears, I'm not going to be able to afford to buy gifts on Valentine's Day for all my online girlfriends. Yeah, that's not the same thing.
Appears in real life.
Yeah,
man.
It's just
in real life.
Isn't that what he's saying?
Yeah, but yeah, that's sad. Big George says, sorry, Jeffrey, been very busy at work. I'll try to do better. There is no middle. Okay. There's no middle with George. It's 2 a.m. or right before the show. There's no middle ground with George.
Yeah.
That's all right, George. We're good, man. Don't worry. You do what you got to do and it'll get done when it needs to get done. Hook'em Hottie says, I got dumped by a guy by email. Is that worse than text? I think fax would be worse.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, well, fax would be the worst.
I would think smoke signals would be worse.
But email is worse than text. I mean, everybody has a phone right there in their pocket.
Yeah.
You had to turn on a computer, log into your email, and then type in that person's
Well, I
email
mean,
address to send it to
do
them.
you nowadays though? Because your email my email goes to my phone.
That's a good point.
Jeffrey's broken up with me at least 3 times this week.
It's not breaking up if we're not a couple, Randy. I'm just telling you, please stop touching me that way. That's all. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. I imagine a letter from my lawyer will have to do. 888-368-1580.
Again?
Swave Dave says, Jeffrey, curious if fantasy football wrap-up has been done yet. Do I have a shot at Premier League? The announcement will be made on Friday. That's right. This coming Friday. It's been a lot of work because I want to get everybody in place, who's getting what, who's winning what league. We have had it all sorted out and figured out. I'll make the announcements on Friday. We'll spend a little time on it there. And also think about some new rules for fantasy football in the next season. So, and the establishment of another league, a special league. I can tell you this right now. It's actually kind of cool. People like this. We have the Premier League, right? And we have a bunch of Daily Blender fantasy football leagues.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the thing. This whole thing with the Premier League, right? 4 in, 4 out, which means only 4 champions get in Premier League and 4 leave.
Yes.
Right. So, you also have, all the other winners, all the other champions. If there's 12 other leagues, there's 8 people just sitting there going, well, man, I worked my ass off. I won. And yet I can't get to the Premier League. Well, the reason is we take the 4 best statistical players. And so now what we thought we would do is start the Champions League. So you got the Premier League, which is where everybody's trying to get to. And then there'll be a Champions League where the other 8 champions will all get to play. Now, there will be higher stakes in the Champions League. It will be worth your while. And then we're going to throw in a couple of other people in there, too. Just so, some people who are damn close, like, oh, my God, that guy should have. If anything happened, that guy would have won. We'll take a couple of guys like that. So it'll be a 10-team league. It'll be called the Champions League. Okay. So you go Premier League, Champions League, and then the regular leagues. And so then after that, what do you do with the Champions League? Well, the next year, pretty much everybody in that league goes back to their original leagues. They've had a chance to win something cool and big. And then 8 more in, 8 more out. So what do you guys think of that?
I like confused, it. What happens if you win the Champions League?
Well, then you're automatically in the Premier League.
That's pretty cool too.
There's no questions. There's no statistics. If you win the Champions League, you're in the Premier League. There's that end of story. Absolute end of story. So that is another what's like second chance to get into the Premier League.
I like it.
And you're playing with the best of the best. I mean, and then we're also going to give people the option to not go to that league.
No, I like dominating normal people.
You know what? I'm not going to make everybody go that way. So, Moist One says, you guys want to know heartbreak? I'll tell you heartbreak. I got dumped by my girlfriend's legal guardian. Oh, Jesus. That can be taken in so many different ways.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go with the mentally incompetent way and not the you do years in prison way, Moist One. Stockton Slap says, I broke up with a girl by dedicating a song about breaking up to her. Well, so you use the radio to break up with her?
That's somehow more cruel. You should have just texted her. If you're going to do that.
Wow.
I'm trying to wonder if we've ever been used to break up or anything like that, Randy.
Yeah.
I know that we've been included in other things that were good and positive for
Yeah.
somebody's relationship.
Like if someone said, hey, shout out Kaylee, and then, you give the shout out. And it's,
I think we had a marriage proposal one time.
Did we really?
I think there was something like that.
I would imagine the answer would be no. If you ask somebody to marry you over the radio, the answer should immediately be no. You get the damn ring, you take her somewhere special, and you pop the question. You don't do it over some silly radio show.
And to be clear, somewhere special to her. All the bozos that get denied at basketball games. She might like basketball, and that could work. But if she doesn't like basketball, but you like basketball,
Yeah.
that is a very dumb thing to
That's
do.
good bet. Yeah.
It automatically becomes all about you.
Just
Yep.
You know?
That's
And
good
not what
point.
it's supposed to be. Oh, Jesus. Radio Ron says, well, I broke up with my ex-wife by singing karaoke to her, and the song I chose was We Just Disagree by Dave Mason.
Mm.
Is that true?
Damn.
That's cold-blooded, Radio Ron.
And also, I've never heard him sing. So if he has a horrible voice and he's singing that song to her, oh, the pain. Oh, the pain. You know what this all means? We all got to quit karaoke now. I got to be honest with you, Randy. My wife has been like, we should all go out and see if Kim and Randy like to do karaoke.
Oh, geez, no.
Well, the option is dancing. We're either going dancing or to do some karaoke.
Oh, boy.
We got to bring Ron. We'll bring Keon with us and, see what happens.
Wow.
I've never heard We Just Disagree by Dave Mason.
You've never heard that song?
I haven't either.
It's only you and me, and we just disagree.
Is it a breakup song?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Get your crap, get out of my house song? Or just We Disagree song?
Let me see if I can look up the lyrics. Go ahead and do what you're doing, and I'll see if I can find the lyrics here. But it's pretty certain a breakup song, yeah.
Swave Dave says, okay, I'm intrigued. I'll be listening as always. Thanks, Swave Dave. And remind me again what your fantasy football team name was. I'm just curious. 888-368-1580. And don't get mad that I don't remember every damn name. We got 13 leagues, okay? I got a lot of people to sort out and figure out. And we told you guys at the beginning. And when we do this thing, use your texture nickname as your team name, or at least in your team name, so I know who the hell you are. Like 2 people did it. 2 people actually followed that instruction.
Because people want to have the clever fantasy football name, and sometimes that's not the texter nickname. And so,
Yeah. I can't tell anybody to do anything. Yeah. Bala51 says, I used a radio text in sports show to break up with my girlfriend.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I'm tired of you leaving the toilet seat down and hogging all the covers. So, Jen, I'm done, Jen. I'm done. Your stuff is on the front lawn, Jen. Bye, Jen.
Wow.
Was that now?
Was that? Yeah, it just seemed like you once upon a time is right this second.
Yeah, Jen, why don't you leave the toilet seat up every now and then? You ever think of that, Jen? I really hope I didn't just break up somebody.
So here's the lyrics from We Just Disagree. Here's some lyrics, okay?
Don't play the song. We can't afford it.
So let's leave it alone because we can't see eye to eye. There ain't no good guy. There ain't no bad guy. There's only you and me, and we just disagree. Ooh, 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 oh, oh, oh. I'm not going back to a place that's far away. How about you? Have you got a place to stay? Why should I care when I'm just trying to get along?
That is epic.
We were friends, and now it's the end of our love song.
Wow. Yeah, that there's no misunderstanding that one.
There's only you and me, and we just disagree. Ooh, 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 oh, oh, oh.
I don't think we need the ooh, oh, ohs. I think that's probably fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, there it is.
Yeah. Wow. That line right there. You got a place to stay?
You got a place to stay?
Yeah. Well, the part where he says, I don't
I've
have
got
to.
half your stuff. Yeah.
The part where he says, I don't have to go far. Yeah, because I'm home. What about you?
Man. Ron just texted in and said, the last karaoke song I sang was for my daughter's birthday. I believe it was Get Low by Little John.
I can't even imagine Radio Ron.
Yeah, he says, believe it or not, that was the one.
Listen, Radio Ron can bring it. Radio Ron can bring it.
So now
are we thinking about the same we have to. It's Little John. Oh, there's not that many other.
How's that song go?
Is that the apple bottom jeans in the club?
What? Is that just
no, but it's in the same genre of music.
Gonna get low.
Yes.
Low.
Yeah.
Low.
That is the same song.
Fries commercial. They use that in a Fries commercial.
Well, they should know better. That song is.
Is it bad? Is that a bad song?
I mean, yeah.
Is that explicit?
Think about it. Apple bottom jeans.
Huh?
Boots
apple
with
bottom jeans.
You know damn well I watch nothing but Disney movies.
They had the whole club looking at her.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know,
your daughter's
she
birthday.
hit the flow. She already got low. Low.
Slave Dave says he was surprised. I remember you. Super JJ says 1-1, 3rd and 1, second round knocked out in the last. He says, how do I get in the underleagues? I made playoffs in 3 leagues I played this year. I want a shot at the championship league. I hope you weren't in 3 of our daily blender leagues because you're only supposed to be in 1. Radio Ron, to the window, to the wall.
I'm learning some things about my employer today.
Cardinal
I'm
Art
impressed.
says, Randy, can I please have a weather forecast? We have no time for a weather forecast,
No.
but give this man a double shot of some Crown. How about that?
I've already put away the bar.
Eye Candy says, last karaoke song I sung was "Do You Like Pina Coladas?" Oh, yeah, damn it. We're not playing it. There's no time. It's not
Put the bar
happening.
away already.
See you guys tomorrow. It's Daily Blender, 1580 The Fanatic.
3 little words no parent wants to hear.
My tummy hurts.